How's it going, guys and girls? Let me know if the microphone quality is good. Trying not to have so much white noise. I'm going to turn it down a little bit. Hope you guys are doing good on this Tuesday night. I'm going to stream for maybe, I was going to say for an hour and then go to the gym, but they're going to close. I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully you guys are doing okay. Let me know if you get the notifications. Otherwise, I'll just use my email list. Just kidding. I'm just shilling the last video. I think the last video was a little bit long, but what up? How's it going, man? It's been a while since I did a late night stream. I'm sure people on the East Coast, 11:30 for them pretty much. It's going to be late. I'm going to post this in Discord while people are joining. Why is my stream health only yellow? Anyways, we're streaming on Twitch as well, so if you'd like to head on over there. Do you guys just subscribe to anybody on Twitch? I've never subscribed to anybody on Twitch. West Pass, what? Do you miss working as a dev? Never. I don't. So this is the thing, right? I can work as a dev without working for somebody. And I do dev work all the time. I did dev work earlier today. Just gifted. I've never had that happen. Caesar, what's up? Oh, that's going to get real loud. Try right, what's up, man? I think that's the link. If you'd go follow me on Twitch, that'd be awesome. I'd like to get my subscriber button. YouTube won't give it to me. Saw, dude. Wolfie, what's up? Truck driver learning to code. Good stuff. Anybody can do it. We all can do it. What benefits you more, watching Twitch or YouTube? Right now, neither really. Neither really benefit me. I just do this because I engage with you guys. I get ad revenue after this when the stream gets posted as a recorded video, but I mean, that's it. Like, people don't really donate. I should just make it where I'm like a super douchebag and I only answer questions if you donate. Otherwise, I'm just sit here and just stare. Like, that's what all the streamers do, I guess. I don't want to be that guy. Plug Nation, why would I answer that question? But the answer is yes. Switching to Twitch to support. Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate that. YouTube won't give me my join button. I feel like I could bring them so much revenue, and they're like, nope, sorry, we don't want it. All right, fine. I think it's because I have like a Patreon link in the description, and that's like a direct competitor. But like, people double dip all the time. Tyreek, what's up? Why is that so late? I don't know what you mean. Kip, what's up, man? I'm just gonna post this to Discord. I keep forgetting. Video announcements. If you're not in the Discord, go check it out. It's where I post announcements and you can ask questions. And I try not to I try to keep it, pretty chill. I don't like any elitism in there. The link for the Discord is in the description, by the way. All right. It's been a while. I was streaming on Instagram last night. I was waiting for the approval for my email video. I had that finished for like 4 days, but they finally said I was good to go this morning, so. Just got your first internship, starts over the summer, and I'm excited. Awesome, dude. Ask what you can prepare. What's on the agenda? I'm going to stream and then go work out. Congratulations, average programmer. You're not average, though. Remember that. Why is nobody hiring me as a front-end dev? It's a loaded question. As you said that, my Discord notification. Well, I got the that's because I tagged everyone, so you should get it. Late night, here we go. No, it's not going to be a late night. It's gonna be, I'm just engaging here. Answer some questions. What do you think of the job results of Lambda bootcamp? I mean, what do you mean? Like, what do I think of them? They're good. They're great. Like, people get good paying jobs. It's good stuff. What time is it? It's 9:27. Are you a fan of sisu? Are you talking about like Finnish sisu or like the candy sisu? Like the Finnish candy. Portfolio reviews while you stream. Can't do that because people include their address and phone numbers, and then people get doxxed on stream, and I don't want to do that. Are you checking out portfolios? Yes, I am. Everyone's linking their portfolios, but I just want to let you guys know that I just finished rendering a portfolio video 5 minutes before I started the stream. Finished Sisu? Yeah, I mean, are you a fan? Yeah, I of course I am. I can show you guys. I can give you guys a little preview of what it is. I went to the zoo and I added a bunch of zoo B-roll for no reason. So I was like, all right, why not? Never been here. Business expense, put it in the video. People do it all the time. Come on, dude. It sounds like you really just want me to review your stuff, but I don't want to dox people. People get doxed. That's just how it goes. Here are the Lambda Bootcamp recruiting results. Over 80,000. 40% make over 80,000. 62%. 85% are hired within 108. I mean, that's pretty normal stuff. Yeah, I mean, it seems just about like every other bootcamp. Love the videos. Apply to Lambda School for the part-time. Your videos really inspired me. I'm glad, man. I'm Skill Crush Bootcamp. Yeah, I have. What I recommend for learning online school? No, go to Lambda School. You don't even have to use my link. Don't even give me money. That's what I would say to anyone. Go to Lambda School. Don't even use my link. Don't even support my channel with it. I don't care. If I could go back, I would go there. That's it. Median salary is 60,000, which is pretty average, seeing as that's the median salary for most junior dev jobs. Any tips for technical interview? You gotta hit up Glassdoor. Look up those common questions. Don't have a portfolio website, but you have a LinkedIn and GitHub. Would I review those? It doesn't really. It's not for me, right? Like the employer wants to see the portfolio. I could do LinkedIn reviews. Maybe I could do that as a new series. Would you guys be open to LinkedIn reviews? Would that be good? I wish I used your link. If you are at Lambda School and you didn't use my link, you can tell me and I can tell them, and then they'll give you your $250. If anyone's on Twitch, by the way, we're streaming there. So if you want to go follow me on Twitch, that would be fantastic. Did you self-teach to be a programmer or went to school? I went to Dev Mountain, the 3-month part-time boot camp. It was garbage. It was more like 2 months, and the last 30 days was self-projects, or I don't know. Basically, we started at like 30 people, and we ended with like 5, and me and one other guy, me and the guy I carpooled with got jobs. That was it. It's garbage. Don't go there. German, I love you too. Socket.io or Firebase? Socket. What's your take on mean? Is it a good stack to learn and perfect? Depends on where you live. Angular is kind of location based. I'd probably go with like Laravel, like lamp stack, because then everyone's learning MERN or mean. Learn lamp, get around those people, learn the stuff that everyone's not learning, get one of those jobs, get your stamp, and then move on. It was garbage, but you got a job. I got a job, right? I did the work. I hustled. Like, yeah, they pointed me in the right direction, and they helped me understand constructors, prototypes, object manipulation. Everything else was on me. We learned Angular. My first job was Ruby on Rails. Okay, that was me. Benefits of React. It's faster. You can only load what you need. Tell them, please. I'm almost a month into UI UX. Okay. Can you give me the course that you're in? I'll make a note of it and ask. You're learning Vue. Wait, what? You think you would have gotten a job doing self-study without Dev Mountain? I think most could do without a bootcamp. I think most could do without a bootcamp. But then again, most also lose discipline and self-motivation after a little bit, and they give up. And they're like, this isn't for me. And that was me, right? I gave up. I couldn't do self-taught. I tried to do it at work every day, and I couldn't do it. I needed that motivation. I needed that person to lean on and poke and ask questions, and then, yep. But, yeah, I don't think I would have gotten a job. You switched to lamp focus, but then you spoke with someone who said every interview he went to didn't care. They wanted him to be a master. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter about Laravel. Laravel is like Ruby on Rails, but PHP version. Like, it's all about the fundamentals. What'd you do prior to web dev? I was a mechanical engineer. Any tips for internships? Yeah, tips for internship. Don't get an internship, get a regular job. Is being able to verbalize code just as important? As long as you do it without being a dick. Don't be like, well, did you know that the fundamentals of the new JavaScript prototypes and constructors are calling... Like, don't be that guy. Don't be an elitist. Like, you know, I prefer to be very layman's about things and just explain in simple terms. And if someone's like, oh, yeah, I already get it, bro, then I'm like, all right, then I'll up it. But if you come off and you're like already like up here, then it just makes you look pretentious, like you're trying really hard. Yeah. Also, Josh, the sound is hard to hear tonight. All right, hold on. I'll amp it up. What about now? Is that better? I'll amp it up. Oh, well, I don't want to peek, but there we go. Why socket over Firebase? I don't know. I just like sockets. Did I miss any questions on Twitch? Fonto, you're on Twitch, but no questions. Okay, good. Thanks for the channel. Just got a job. Your videos kept me focused and helped a lot. Hey, congratulations. Let me put some. Did you guys know? You know what I learned? Can I get some like clap hands for him? By the way. But did you know that the prayer emoji was actually a high five at first, but everyone kept using it as a prayer emoji? So now every time I see the prayer emoji, like the bless, it's like I can't unsee like a high five from the side view. Today I learned. How to say you don't know in an interview. Just say, I'm not familiar with that, but I'd be open to the opportunity to look at it. That's how you say it, like, eloquently, I guess. Like, I'm not familiar with these concepts. However, I'd love the opportunity to learn about them if given the chance. Something like that. What about tips for internships for those of us required to get an internship? Oh, yeah. So I had to get an internship, too, in Finland. I mean, it's the same thing as applying to a regular job. That's it. At the end of the day, an internship is just a low-paying entry job. What do I think about Colt Steele's course? You're doing that one? I mean, it's okay. I think everyone does Colt Steele because he's got like 400,000 students. He's okay. Like, I reviewed applications that you guys submitted once, like to-do apps, and like 3 of them were Colt Steele's to-do app. Isn't programming section of Twitch basically invisible? I don't stream in the programming section. I stream in the just chatting section. Thoughts on bringing in other devs to have more of a panel? Thoughts than a simple Q&A as me? You mean like, I did that a few times a while back. The problem is organizing it. Because just like reviewing projects sometimes gets crazy. You gotta be like, all right, is everyone available for the stream? All right, 3, 2, 1, let's go. Have I thought about it? Yeah, I have, and I've done it before. It's just easier for me, my schedule, just hop on, do a live stream. We used to do like fake interviews, you know, like mock-up interviews with like 4 of us. Me, my friend, CTO. Do you ever actually use the stuff you learn in books? No. Linked list, red trees? No, I never learned that stuff because I don't need it as a front-end developer mostly. Yeah, if you're here and you enjoy it, please hit the thumbs up button. What are good framework for front-end development? React is good. jQuery is good. Go ahead, get mad. I like jQuery. I'll use jQuery till I die. You've received more responses and compliments on them. Well worth it. Hey, thanks, Cody. I didn't pay Cody to say that, but I'm glad that they worked. What do you suggest for unit testing? I mean, it depends on the language. Don't do unit testing before you write code. Now, everyone's going to get mad at me, right? Everyone's going to be like, you need to write tests before you do your code. But this is, in real life, requirements change at the last minute. So now you just wrote a whole bunch of tests that aren't going to pass because the requirements of your code have now changed. Use Python much? Sometimes. Have you ever thought about opening your own bootcamp? No. No need to do that. What's the best resource for learning React solidly? I'm not sure. Tyler McGinnis? What's Taylor doing? He seems to keep resurfacing on YouTube every 6 months. Taylor had a kid about a couple weeks ago, and he's a CTO of a company, so that's what he does. My favorite stack? I don't have a favorite stack. I just use whatever gets the job done. What book stuff you learned that would you say you use on a regular basis? Probably Stoicism stuff, not related to code. I read a lot of books about Stoicism, implement that. Not really. I don't read technical books. What language are you learning now? I'm not. I don't just sit in code all day. I don't sit in code, and I don't read code books, and I don't watch code YouTube channels. I don't do any of that. I just have something that I want to do, and I'm like, all right, how do I do this thing? And it's like, all right, you need to learn Python and do this framework and do that. I'm like, all right, let's do that then. That's it. What do I think of the tech lead? He's cool. He's been in the Discord forever, just low-key stalking. That's okay. I think everyone does that. There's like 9,000 people there. No one answers. Best books recommended for front-end? Don't do front-end development books. As soon as they come off the printing press, they're outdated. Starting junior dev position in Canada pays $50K. How atrociously low this is compared. It's not. Okay, so this is the thing. All your charm. You can't compare, like, people in Europe that live in, like, Eastern Europe, low-paying countries. They're like, wow, $100,000. And it's like, you have to think of these numbers in percentages. So if your rent costs, you get $1,000 a month or 1,000 euros a month, and your rent costs 100 euros, and I'm getting paid like 100,000, and my rent costs 10,000. You know, like, you got to think of these numbers in percentages rather than just numbers. Living expenses are relative, so stop looking at just numbers. Okay, think of them in percentages of cost to live, and then how much percent you have left for money to spend on whatever you want. Right? Should you worry about learning algorithms for the front end? I mean, just basic stuff. You notice you're very comfortable when doing phone interviews. Any tips to prepare? Did you learn by exposure? I'm very comfortable for phone interviews because I don't actually want the job, so I'm more apt to say what I care, like what I feel, you know? That's how I did it even when I didn't have a job. I was just like, all right, I'm going to do my best. I don't really care. And then it was a lot easier for me to just be outcome independent. Also, that video I did for this one company, she sent me an email, and she's like, Josh, I just found out that you're on YouTube, and I just found out that I'm on YouTube, so I'm requesting that you take this video down. And so I was like, I wanted to type so bad, well, I'm in Utah, and it's a one-party consent state, so that means if I'm part of the conversation, I'm allowed to record it, and I can do with it whatever I want, as long as I'm not defaming anybody. Of course, I didn't type that because she has more money than me, and she was going to be like, you know, if they were to sue me, I would win, but they are going to make me pay $10,000 just to play ball, pretty much. So I was like, you know what? Sure, I'll take the video down for now. Did you stop machine learning? Yeah. Do you prefer style components? I'd probably go with SAS. You're 20. Wait, what? What about a 5-year plan for you? What do you mean? You're about to start Hack Reactor. Any advice? Drop out of Hack Reactor, go to Lambda school. Hack Reactor is too short. What are the main things that should be included in a resume? Your skills, LinkedIn, GitHub, what you did at the job, and the benefits of what you did there. Hack Reactor is not long enough. It's 3 months. Lambda School is 9 months. The costs are relatively similar, actually. Both have job guarantee. I don't know. It's just like, that's my real talk. They're not like, I don't care. Don't use my link. Don't pay. I'm not getting paid to say this. That's what I would do if I could do it again. You feel like you can't remember anything, Alex. So this is because you're experiencing what's known as drinking from a fire hose. So just imagine that image, drinking from a fire hose. It's difficult. Everyone says they want a dev job now, but in 5 years, what experience tech industry is valued over? I mean, I'm not a wizard, but I'm going to say it's probably pretty similar. Fundamentals aren't going anywhere. If you have no professional experience, you're still a student at college, what do you include? So typically, you'd want to include your personal projects, and yeah, personal projects would be your go-to there. What advice of your previous career is non-related? Don't put it in there. It's all about personal projects. Even if you have experience that's related, it's still about personal projects. Except now your personal projects are your previous jobs. When I'm doing WordPress, do you use any of the page builders? I have Divi. I don't use Elementor. It's too basic. Divi's pretty customizable. Mostly Divi. Why did you stop machine learning? I don't have enough time. How do you get better at GitHubbing? Probably documentation. Creating really thorough readmes would be good. What's my review of you graduated Hack Reactor, worked out for me? I'm not saying that it's bad. I'm just saying that's what I would do. He asked me what to do. Do whatever you want. Just make sure it has a guarantee at the end of the day. But if you're going to say which one would I go to, well, I think you know. We live? Hello? No, we're not live. It's okay. Like, it's okay that you can't remember anything. Just keep practicing. A lot of this comes over time. The video that I did about learning a while back, it talked about how your brain can only process so much information at a time before you have to let it, give it a break. And so you hit saturation pretty fast in a boot camp. And so your weekends are those times when you really got to let it sink in. Roadmap for front-end developer. HTML, CSS, Sass, Grid, Bootstrap, JavaScript, jQuery, React, build stuff. Probably something like that. Did I miss anything? Have a technical interview coming up for a slot machine game dev. Not sure if it's going to include coding or just concepts. Any advice? Look at the company on Glassdoor. When you do freelance, how do you manage the final of the process like domain because you believe clients don't like the Netlify? What do you mean? Of course you charge. You charge for the domain. You charge for more than you paid for the domain. This is part of business. This is part of hustling right here. Let me show you how to do Freelance 101. You're like, hello, I can purchase the domain name that you would like for $400, even though it's costing you $20, right? And you'd be like, you can either pay $400 now, or I can separate that over the course of a year. So you get a little bit of passive income. Like, that's what people do. Like, if you have a job and you're replacing parts on something, or you're changing something out, you're charging the price of that part plus a percentage. Why Sass specifically? I don't know. I mean, Sass and Less are the same. Nothing specific, really. Are you doing YouTube full-time? Yeah. I do YouTube full-time. I teach code, and I build courses and projects and all that stuff. Coaching. It's going good, Professor. How's your night? I use Divi. That's what you thought. Yeah. You're leaning towards, but the hardcore developers like, oh, I've never done that before. I didn't even know about it. Would you suggest keeping personal projects separated by category? Keeping a navbar project from a Flexbox project? I mean, I don't know. I'd probably put those together. They're pretty related. I'd probably put those to be like, what's the word I'm looking for? Responsive projects, maybe. Group them together like that. Where do you teach code? Open classrooms. Josh, why haven't you built $1 million app yet? Because I don't want to spend my time building an app. I'd rather make videos. I like film more. I know you guys are like looking forward to like Avengers, Endgame, and Shazam, and Game of Thrones. Like, I want to film that stuff. If I could have a job, that would be the one that I would do. Unfortunately, those people don't get paid. Like, I get paid more than those people doing that right now. So I wouldn't really want to do that as a job. Is it a website? It's a company. Is learning to debug as valuable as learning to code? Yes. I think that's a part of it. I wouldn't say that they're separated. Mix-ins are good on Sass, yeah. Looked on Glassdoor, small local company, then ask them. Yeah, just ask the hiring manager. Is it okay? Of course, the more information you try to get out of them ahead of time, before you're required to, then you're good to go. So a cinematographer, yeah, cinematographer would be good, or VFX editor. I like both. But unfortunately, neither of them make any money. There's actually, have you ever seen The Life of a Pi or something? Not the movie, but there's like a behind the scenes thing which shows like VFX people have to travel around because Hollywood bids up different VFX companies, and so whichever one they can bid it out to the cheapest wins. And so you have to move to these cities because governments give these cities grants so that people can come and anyways. You're watching this in the UK, it's 4:47 creative, go to bed. Let's review jobs in Canada. That's not this stream, that's a different stream. Keep doing your thing. Thanks, Kyle. For freelancing, how did you set up payments? Cash, PayPal? Always PayPal. And you get that shit up front. You get 33% up front, 33% in the middle, and 33% at the end. Are you gonna need a bachelor's? No. What are some of your worst freelance experiences? I mean, I don't really have that many, to be honest. I don't like selling my time for projects. It's always been a flat rate. It's always be like, I'll do this thing for you for $4,000, and you pay me, you know, beginning, middle, and end. That's it. Webpack versus NPM. I don't know. Pick one. How long do you recommend spending on each project? I don't think there's an amount. What's a good balance between quality and quantity? To be honest, I mean that's a good question. I would say done is better than perfect. That's my go-to. Have you used Joomla? I haven't yet. Should you be jumping straight to PHP after HTML? Wait, what? No, you still need to know. You need to know JavaScript. Like, learn PHP, but you need to know JavaScript. That there's a reason that the three go together, because JavaScript runs on the browser, and then you can interact with the CSS and the HTML. And you can do that with PHP too, but it needs to go through like Apache or Nginx or whatever, and then come back and you can do stuff. How can you figure out a good rate for you and a possible client? So you start high and you drop. You need to have 3 backdrops. So The Art of Negotiation, there's a book I read about it by an FBI negotiator about how he negotiates his stuff, basically, and you need to come up with a really specific number. Be like, I'll do this project for $3,461.62, and the guy will be like, wait, what? That's a really specific number. And you're like, well, that's what I need to do it. And he'll be like, well, I can't pay that. Then you'll drop down $100, $100 more bucks, and $100 more bucks to even more specific number. I don't know. That's a good way to negotiate. But first, you need to find out their budget. What's the first book you should read? First class I should take? Neither. You don't need to take a class. You don't need to read a book. Just go to Free Code Camp. MySQL versus Mongo. I don't know. Pick one. Do you ever see code in your dreams? Hell no. Last night I was dreaming about riding my motorcycle down the highway. Or like I'm flying in like a Marvel, or I like meet the characters of the Avengers. I don't know. Regular stuff. You have a AA in communications, went to boot camp, UCLA for full. So you went to Trilogy. Do you need a bachelor's? No. Trevor, you went to Trilogy education, guaranteed. I'm gonna guess. Where's the line when it becomes unethical when you mark up things for domain names? There is no line. It just depends on your hustle. How comfortable do you feel? How flexible are your morals, Raleigh, is the question. I, for one, depending on how much of a bitch the customer's been or how nice they've been, depends on how much I mark up the product. You know? Like, by the way, I sell hosting, so you can pay me yearly for hosting. It's $500 a year for hosting, even though it's costing you $10 a month. You say it's $500 a year for hosting. You can pay that all now, or you can pay over time, and it'll be $750. Right? It's all about the hustle. You almost at 60K subs? Yeah. What do you think of Trilogy? Is that a joke? Are you memeing me? Trilogy is fucking garbage. Neo Fumi, both. Woohoo, free super chat. Wait, for real? Free super chat? Is PHP the best language ever? I don't know. They're okay. You see yourself making dollars from all that coding in your dreams? Yeah. Thanks for the $1.99, Jacob. I love you. Can you show us websites you built? I don't really want to, because I don't want to get doxxed, and I don't want people to creep on the companies that I worked at. How long have you been going to the gym? A few years. Was it hard to come back to Utah after visiting California? Not really. I got dogs here. You finished college, graduated in systems analysis development. You've been studying the mean stack, but you feel like somehow that's not good enough. Any tip for a beginner? Study the MERN stack or LAMP. Oh my gosh, dogs. Hold on. This is what happens. People walking their dogs at night. I don't know what they're doing. My bad, guys. Okay. Every time I come here, I see dumb questions. They might be dumb to you because you've come back, right? But for new people, they're not dumb questions. It's the first time they've ever asked a question. Do you have a girlfriend? I have a bunch of girlfriends. What games are you playing right now? Occasionally Overwatch, occasionally Apex, and then PUBG on my phone sometimes, or on my iPad. Show Dogs or Riot. They're right there. What are the odds of a client calling you out on domain costs? Probably none. Share some of those dream dollars. Hey, thanks. Thanks, dude. Are you happy? Lifting is fun. Yes, I'm very happy. Are leak code questions good practice for real production code or for passing? Yeah, they're just for passing interviews. Hey, have you heard of Flutter and Hummingbird? You feel like it will disrupt? Oh my god! Every time I read the word disrupt, I think of some startup that's gonna fail in a month. Yeah, Flutter's okay, but React Native is probably. The other guy said he went to UCLA for Trilogy. Yeah, because every college boot camp is Trilogy education. Actually, Trilogy has an 80-20 split, right? So the 80% of the tuition Trilogy keeps, and they give 20% to the college that slaps Trilogy's name on it, pretty much. So Trilogy's like, hey guys, we'll give you 20% of what the students pay us if you let us slap your name on our program so people, think it's good. It's terrible. Like, how do you find a girlfriend working from home in the state you're in? Tinder. I mean, I'm not looking for a girlfriend. Why do I have to have one girlfriend? Why can't I have like 9 girlfriends? Node versus Python. They're different use cases. Age and height. I'm 28 and I'm 6'2". How much would it take to get hired onto a company like GitHub? I'm not sure. If you want a general idea, search. Yeah, exactly. React versus Angular. What? They're different. Team Treehouse seems pretty great. Treehouse is great. I like Treehouse. Get your money up and the girls will come. You're not wrong. I thought about making a video about faking being rich on Tinder. Like, be like, I did put on my Tinder profile, I put, if you're cool enough, I might show you to my 60,000 subscribers to see if that was like super nerdy or if anyone would bite. How was going to school overseas? Was your Overwatch SR? Let's Duo? I don't know. You had a take-home code test for the interview, and now you have a last phase in-person interview. What is the one likely... Wait, what? I'm not... Oh, that's just a culture fit. Did anyone bite? I don't know. A few. I don't really have time. I don't have time. They're like, I'm a barista and I go to college. And I'm just like, oh my God. Do you have any value? They're like, so I hit the clubs on the weekend with my girls. And it's like them in like little short dresses with like beer bottles. I'm just like, it's not attractive to me. Offering clout on Tinder. That's all they want, right? Like, I thought about messaging them and be like, hello, are you a model? Because I could make you into one. Just stupid shit. Some of them bite. Some of them are like, oh my God, stop. You do film? Oh my God. Like, are you a filmmaker? I'm like, sure. You a clubbing kind of guy? Hell no. Is leak code worth it? Nah. Respect the ladies? That is respectful. Some girls are like, oh my God, I just hate this picture. I'm not photogenic. And you're like, well, I could make you into a model. Just give me a chance here for a second. Why don't you stream playing games? Because I get no views. The Valley Girl accent, that's all they are. They're like, oh my God, like, have you seen this? It's insane. Like, it's so cool. Josh needs, I don't need a woman. Okay, let me correct you there. How do employers in the industry feel about tattoos? So I have a tattoo, and no one gives a shit. And if they give a shit, you should not work there. Do streams with all your girls? I don't know. I feel like they'd leverage that. That's like why, that's why Linus Tech Tips, he makes people sign like an NDA thing, right? He won't show the people that work for him on camera for like 6 months or something like that. Or 9 months. Anyways, because if you quit, you could be like, I quit working for Linus and this is why, right? And then you could just gain a whole bunch of clout from that. Will this be live? Yeah. You'd leverage it with views? Maybe. Do the entire stream in that. I don't want to do the entire stream in this accent. Oh my God, guys, stop. Here, let me turn. Here, look. What do I sound like without the camera? Do I just sound like what do I sound like? I probably sound super cool, like super smart, intelligent. I'm going to school for underwater basket weaving. You would never know it's me. One of the Kardashians. This is what you get when you have a high-pitched voice naturally. I guess I don't have high enough testosterone. You knew it was me. Wow, you're so binary. You guys are dumb. That was so high you almost donated $300 until you took your hands off the camera. Oof. Put it back. Hidden talents coming out. Unfortunate talents. How did the stream is digressing. Any martial arts or boxing? Yeah, I learned the lamest one. I have a black belt in Taekwondo. Best Tinder pics to take? I don't know. You sound like Sean Dawson's fiance. I don't know how to feel about that. Max pull-up count? I don't know. I do weighted pull-ups. So I can do pull-ups with, I can do maybe like 5 or 6 pull-ups with 60 pounds on a belt. Code Wars or nah? It's okay. What's your sign? What's your sign? Oh my god, I'm a Scorpio. Oh, you know what I am? I'm actually, so my astrology sign, so this is a new one. You guys haven't heard about it before, but basically this dude told me that if you're a Capri Sun, that means you're like all the signs in one. So my sign is a Capri Sun. I told some girl that I was a Capri Sun and that was an unknown astrology sign. She's like, oh my god, really? So fetch. Everybody just leaving. Did she believe you? Of course she did. You're about to do Hack Reactor. Best graduation things to learn while you're looking for jobs. You need to be building projects. Do a phone interview with that view. Difference of web developer and front end. Front end is a subset. Which YouTuber do you think has the best quality when it comes to filming, quality, editing techniques? Matt Diavella. Who else? Peter McKinnon is good. Casey Neistat's good. MKBHD. Marquez Brownlee. Should you write a cover letter for every company you're applying to? Yeah, you don't have to write it from scratch, but change a few details, like their values need to match, stuff like that. What's the best full stack portfolio you've ever seen? It was the dude who recreated Windows 98. That was pretty dope. Copy pasting code, everybody does it. Branding that for posting about email list. What? Them dudes all making bank? Yeah, I mean, they're making bank. That's why they have such good quality, because they're making bank to buy cameras that give them quality. What would you choose, front end or back end? Front end. You mean some schools give you back end stuff? Hack Reactor is mainly JavaScript. Should you add any languages after graduating? Yeah, probably PHP would be good. PHP, Python. How many have you ever asked yourself? Wait, I don't think most of us do. I think a lot of people code because they're like, wow, look at what you can get paid as a developer. And then you're like, and the job's pretty chill, and I can get paid $80,000 a year. And then like, you have to ask yourself, are you okay with doing that until you're 65 and hoping you can work up the ladder or stay employed? Like, I don't know. Some people are okay with that. I, for one, am not. Spring Boot, really hard to learn. Absolutely. What should you include in your cover letter? Values, audits, bug fixes, things like that. Never really got the allure to Casey. Anyone care to explain? Most of the video are about nothing. That's exactly right. They're about nothing, but his engagement rate is through the roof. So he doesn't have to talk about anything, and he can keep you watching. That's when you know it's good. The value is in the entertainment, not the information. What do you think about people who say front end is not really coding? I don't care what they have to say. What to include in your cover letter? Buy his template. You could support the channel, but I don't want to be that guy. I enjoy solving problems, and I enjoy building things, and I enjoy the money that comes from tech. But I don't enjoy like sitting and coding for 9 hours a day. It's just not what I do. What is CodePen all about? It's for front end. Post little front end toy problems. Do you think software engineer sounds better as a title than software developer? I think they're the same. I think if you put software engineer, you're gonna get flack from people that are like C++ engineers or C engineers and stuff like that. But it's all really vague, and people who care too much, I don't know, just ignore them. It's just a title. People who lean on a title for authority are not worth listening to. Spent over a year studying code. Now you're facing a code crisis, focusing more on building a WordPress business instead. Yeah, I mean, you should focus on solving a problem, number one. Not the problem in your code, but a problem that you're using code to solve. So most people just like solving problems inside of code. I like solving problems outside of code and using code to solve that problem. You see what I mean? Why do people believe in flat Earth? What do you mean? Are you saying that it's a sphere? Okay. Earth is flat, confirmed. Confirmed. Do you watch soccer? No, I don't watch sports like that. I like extreme sports. CodePen or JS Fiddle? I like CodePen. Would a UI engineer be the same as web developer? It depends. It's just a title. At what point do you think it's a good time to call yourself full stack? Can you make a database and hook it up? Can you make an API? Probably that. Brazil, yes. Thoughts on Udemy courses? I mean, they're okay. Some are outdated. Man, you guys asked some good ass questions. Ice Bite. Do they know? Of course they know. What advice would you give someone starting as a junior dev? You're not gonna feel like you know anything, and that's okay. The more comfortable you are feeling like you don't know anything, the better off you are. And I read a lot in Discord. People are like, how do I get rid of the imposter syndrome? Like, how do I get rid of it? And this is the thing, right? You don't get rid of it. You work through it until you become okay with it. And then at some point it becomes a benefit to you. Like, feeling that you're a student all the time is better than being a master. Because as soon as you assume that you're a master and you've done everything you can, you're going to get humbled. You're going to get kicked off and be brought down to earth. It's better to stay a student. Netlify versus Firebase. I like Netlify. If you visited the UK, where would you go? Probably to see all the castles. Maybe Scotland. Maybe, I don't know, probably Ireland, Northern Ireland, because that's part of the UK. Then regular Ireland. Don't have a degree. Can you get a job? Sorry, man. You're going to need to at least write out software developer on paper and stick it to your refrigerator. Then you can get a job, because it's the same thing as having a degree. Yeah, if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. Stay hungry, stay foolish. Yep. What bike do you have? I have a Speed Triple 1050 Triumph. Better to work at a government or private, and why? Government's, I mean, you risk getting that government shutdown, right? And then you risk not getting paid for 2 months like they did here, like the TSA people. I work for government and I work for private. Private, you know, it could happen. People, they can just lay you off right away, but, you know, government money is probably a little bit more reliable. Makes sense. You'll be on the next one. Ryan, thanks for hanging out. Hi, thank you for this. I am I too old? I'm 33. No, there's, go watch Craig's channel. You guys seen Craig? Craig is 46. He's learning how to code right now. He goes to Flatiron. Would you ever do a code meetup? Would you ever host one to meet fans? I don't know if I'd do a code meetup. I'd probably just do a meetup. I don't know what I'd do a code meetup for. You love the Speed Triple? Oh, nice, dude. Yeah, dude, Speed Triple's sweet. I got some aftermarket exhaust on it. So good. Would you take a job for front end for the hub? No. I wouldn't take a job. I'm not taking any jobs. Do you remember your first day as a junior? First impressions? I had no idea what I was doing, and I wanted to cry. That probably sounds really lame, but basically they handed me a book, and they're like, all right, here's the things in Asana that we want you to do. Please do these at your own pace. And I was like, I don't even know how to run Ruby right now. What's Craig's channel? His name is Coding at 45, I think. Code at 45. Let me look. Code at 45. Nope. Code at 45. Here it is. No, wait. Yeah, here it is. I gotta pause it. That is Craig's channel. Speed Triple versus FZ09. You can't choose between them. Speed Triple is a 3-cylinder. FZ09's 900 cc. Speed Triple's 1,000 cc's. It weighs roughly the same. A Speed Triple 1050 will beat an FZ09, 100%. FZ09 has probably comparable torque. Like, I don't know why the Speed Triple is not talked about in terms of low-end torque, but it's a 3-cylinder, so that shit gets up and it moves. Did you go to college? I have a mechanical engineering degree. Did you Elon's rap? What do I think? I didn't hear it. Where's that at? Let me watch that. What's best interview tip you can give? Ask to see the project that you're being hired to work on. And if they didn't tell you what you're being hired to work on, ask to what you're being hired to work on. Ask to go meet the team, CTO, CEO. Ask to see everything you can. Like, pretend you already have the job when you go in for the interview, and just be like, all right, when are we getting started? You know, like, yeah. How are you linking your camera to live stream? Elgato? Yeah, I have an Elgato over there. Life is hard. Life is what you make. You gotta start thinking. You gotta stop thinking life is happening to you and start thinking life is happening for you, rather than like it's I have to get up and go to work. It's more I get to get up and go to work mentality. You ever watch Devin Crawford? Nope. He's too smart for me. That's why I only have 58,000 subscribers. You appreciate how direct and honest I are. I feel married to Mern. Is it realistic to only? Yeah, no. Mitchell, you can apply to a lot of jobs with Mern, even if it's not. Like, I think, just try, see what happens. But you're not limited. I mean, that's, yeah. Never got asked about the Web 18 referral. That's because I messaged them and they were super busy. So I'll remind him tomorrow. But I messaged him 2 days ago and I think he just forgot. Why don't Lambda School have immersive courses in Brazil? It's not Lambda School's fault. It's Brazil's fault. So Lambda goes to countries and they're like, hey, we want to do an ISA with you. And that country's like, sorry, we're not giving you information for our students or our citizens because you're not a Brazilian company. That's how it works. It's not Lambda's fault. What do I think of Gutenberg? What do you mean? What do you think the current and future demand of blockchain development? Blockchain's good. Crypto is not so good. How was working out? Change your mental health? Was it a drastic change? If so, what kind of things did you notice? Working out changed my mental, I would say, like, fortitude in terms of, like, this really sucks, but I'm going to do it anyways. And so then you just get comfortable with that, and it's like really physical. Like, the weight doesn't care if you pick it up or not, but you got to do it anyways. And the code and learning code, it doesn't, like, no one's going to sit there and care if you do this. No one's going to comfort you when it's hard to learn code, but you got to do it anyways. And so it's, easy to take those concepts in and out, and builds discipline, stuff like that. Also, you can't buy a good body. You can buy like, surgeries and plastic surgery and stuff, but you can't buy health. You cannot pay for health. There's no amount of money you can pay to just be a bodybuilder overnight. So it's like, doesn't matter how rich you are, you can't pay for health like that overnight. Jack of all trades or master of none? Jack of all trades, master of none, but better than master of one. You want to know why? It's because I can do most things 85%, and then if I can't get that last 15% myself, I'll use my network. I'll leverage my network because I'm mastering, good at networking to do that last 15%, or I'll just pay somebody else to do it. You beg to differ. You can buy Super Soldier Serum. You know people? Oh, hook me up. You see her on Twitch. This is my preferred platform. Scooby Smacks. Certificates or school? Neither. They don't matter. Projects matter. Here is Twitch. If you can go follow me on Twitch, I'd love all you guys to death. How'd you get your first freelance order project? I walked in and I was like, hey, I see that your stuff's a little bit outdated here. I'd like to redo something for you. And they told me, I made a video about it. You can go watch. Do you have less energy and motivation to code after working out a lot? I don't have less energy. I have more energy. Maybe that's hard to believe. At what point in your career did you realize you were good enough? I never accepted that I was good enough. I just accepted I'm never going to know everything. And there's going to be, most of the time, I'm going to be like, I don't really know how to do this, but I'll figure it out. And so you go from, I don't know how to do this, oh shit, I'm not qualified to do this, why am I here? From, oh, I don't really know how to do this, but give me 10 minutes, I'll look it up, I'll figure it out. I'll get back to you if I can't. Give me a day or two. Like, that's how the mindset changes. Gifted Fingers, what's up? Do you have a Discord server? Yes, I do. Link is in the description below. Co-Train Guy does everything we thought was impossible. He's also really hyper. I don't know how he has so much energy. What masters would go best with a CS background? Nothing. You don't need a master's. How's Utah tech scene? Utah tech scene is exploding. We got lots of startups here. We got lots of everything here. Briggs Meyer personality type. Where did you source your mentality from? Do you read philosophy? I read a lot of Stoicism books. It's like INJ something. I did it the other day. I forget. But it's definitely introvert. It's the one that has my vision in it. I remember I looked that up. Will you do a collab with Devin Crawford? I don't know. Get Devin Crawford to give me the time of day. I don't think he'd be interested in doing one with me. Number one, he makes projects that I'm not really interested in. And number two, I don't think he'd give me the time of day. Do you get burnt out? Nah, I don't really have the choice to get burnt out. So it's not an option. Like people on YouTube that are like, I'm burnt out, so I stopped making YouTube videos. Hey, well, guess what? My bank doesn't really give a shit if I'm burnt out. My mortgage is due. I got to make videos. And so that's good, you know, it builds that hustle. How was the copper mine? It's terrible. It's okay right now, though. Thoughts on the bulldog mindset? Are you talking about John Sonmez? I mean, it's good. I think he takes a lot of stuff from Tim Ferriss. Any red flags you would say to look out for junior dev for a job at a startup? Yeah, make them tell you how much money they have in funding. Make them tell you your doomsday. Like, what's their monthly cost? How much are they spending? How much money did they get funded? And when are they going to run out of money? And what's their plan to raise more money if they're not already profitable? If they don't tell you that, that's really bad. Best app hosting platform for your portfolio. Just use Netlify. GitHub is free. Netlify is free. If you're struggling with one language, will it be the same for others? No, actually, it might be better. Some syntax in one language might not make sense for some reason, then you see it in a different language, and you're like, oh, this totally makes sense. Oh, this is the concept that I'm missing, but I just had to put a bracket here in this one? Oh, got it. Hex or RGBA? Probably Hex. Why? I don't know. RGBA is for alpha. I forget how to do alpha with Hex, though. What do you think what Devin does has value when you search for a job rather than working for yourself? I think Devin's stuff has value because it's entertaining and he does unique stuff. Unpaid internship at good and fun company and build your way up, or okay, paid unfun job from start. Are you interested in fun, or are you interested in a job? Because it sounds like you just want to have fun, or do you actually, you know. I'm not, so you can call it unpaid internship. I'm going to call you a volunteer, my dude. Commas or tabs? Tabs. What? You mean spaces or tabs? Commas or tabs? What? What I don't like about your kind is you're accustomed to judge too much. I mean, they're pretty sweeping general assumptions there. Myers-Briggs doesn't cover everyone. I would probably combine with a few others. Unpaid internships are illegal in the U.S., but being a volunteer is not, so they'll just call you that instead. When you were working, what did you usually do to beat getting tired, bored at work? I worked on my own shit. I did 10 minutes of work, and then I worked on my own shit. Because I knew I was probably, like, the company was probably going to run out of money, because it happened 4 other times. I was like, all right, I'm just going to work on my own stuff, and, you know, I don't really care. Hours a day, doesn't matter. Only take paid internships, yep. How can you tell if your city has a good tech scene? Wait, sorry, Scooby. I'm too young, hate my job, so I'm still working in theater until I kick myself in the ass to go for a dev job that I have connections for. I don't know what you're doing then. Sounds like you need to do it. How can you tell if your city has a good tech scene? Go to Stack Overflow, type in your city. You have no experience in computer science. What should you do? That's okay. You just, you know, learn code anyways. When you build websites for multiple clients, who maintains all of the sites? Do you have to maintain all of them all the time, or you leave it to someone else? That's up to you. You could probably outsource that if you wanted, but typically there's no maintenance involved. Unless, so what you do if you want maintenance, you use WordPress and you hand it off to the client, but you still make them pay you for hosting. Best board job site? There's a few. Stack Overflow is good. Remote okay. We work remotely. Indeed. That's about it. That's all I've gotten jobs from. What would the Stoic philosophers think of mortgages? I mean, it's a loan, so it'd be like, what do they think about loans? I would say that when you agree to take out a loan on something, or you agree to pay or buy something, you are essentially selling time in the future. I don't know. You want to work remote to start with? Good or bad idea? It's going to be hard, but it's possible. For Hex, you put percentage code. Oh, yeah, that's right. Should we focus on one language as we learn? Like you study and then, yeah, I mean, definitely diversify. Diversify helps me. Like I do a little bit of JavaScript, a little bit of Python, a little bit of JavaScript, like back and forth. And I'm like, oh shit, this makes way more sense in Python. Why doesn't JavaScript do it this way? And you'll probably feel the same way about some stuff. Like, would you ever consider learning any other tech other than software? You've been studying AWS Cloud, neat stuff for data storage. Probably Arduinos, like hardware. I like mechatronics. I built a conveyor belt machine that sorted dog food bags and then deposited the dog food bags based on their brand using barcode and machine vision. That was my final project in college. So mechatronics was cool. It's like that Iron Man vibe because you get a little bit of mechanical engineering, a little bit of PLC programming, some logics and Siemens controls, stuff like that. That was fun. What are the actual hard parts of the job? I mean, it depends on like it's a little different for everybody. It could be, you know, for some people, the hardest part of your first job is showing up to work on time, you know? That's firmware. That's hardware. What do you do if you're not sure how to Google a problem that you're having? I mean, you can just ask somebody. Ask somebody else, hey, I'm not sure how I would look for a solution to this. What do I think of cybersecurity? It's important. Got to secure those applications. I'm not an expert. John Hammond is good. Live Overflow is good. If you had infinite funding to create anything with any technology, what would you create? Probably like a jetpack. Something that flies. Something that flies for sure. What skills do you think would be useful in a computer science resume? What do you mean? Good portfolio, bad at interviews, how to improve. Practice doesn't help. Practice has to help. That's how you get better at anything. That's how you learn to walk. You got invited back to meet the team. Anything to keep in mind going in, meet the team and look at everything that they're building. Literally, like go to the UI UX person and be like, hey, what are you working on? What kind of software you use? Sketch? Are you Adobe XD person? What you guys running? What kind of shop you run? Is this like waterfall? Are we doing agile technologies? Can I see your sprints? What kind of tickets do you guys do? What do you guys do after work? What do you like, you know? Ask all those things. When did you decide you are still working in a company? What do you mean? Jetpacks exist in a way, but something a little more sustainable than a jetpack or like a drone. Something that could glide if the engines failed. Oh, that's an airplane. Look, okay, I get it. How much accessibility should you add to your project? Depends on different, like basic. What do you do after work? Look, don't hit me with that winky face. I think we all know. I get out the toilet paper, get my lotion, and then, you know, put lotion on my face and blow my nose. Where next bit for Bitcoin? 100K or $1? I don't know. I don't care. It's all speculative. That question makes it go up to $1 or 100K. Here's on Twitch. We're streaming on Twitch. I'd appreciate it if you go follow me there. I love you forever. What does what they do after work matter? It doesn't matter what they do after work. It's just the fact that you ask the question enough to care about what they do outside of work. Just to see if there's that fit, you know, when you're in the break room or when you're hanging out at work and you're like, oh, by the way, did you see X? Or like you both play Xbox, right? You're like, oh, you see that new Xbox exclusive? Stuff like that. It doesn't matter what they actually do. Just that you're taking the time to, you know, care to ask. Did I miss any other? Specialize in Python or Node? Python. You're not a social guy? It's okay. You don't got to be a social guy to ask those questions. It doesn't mean you have to hang out with them after work. It just means that you're wondering what they do. I know, all caps, HTML, CSS, SAS, Bisque, React, Mongo, WordPress, and some PHP. How can I find a job? You apply. But I don't know how detailed those skills are. Where could I learn C++? I think if you want to learn C++, just download the Unreal Engine and make some games. That's what I would do. That's what I'm going to do. What new piece of technology are you excited about? I think there was like a flying plane, a flying car of some sort that I was super excited about. I'm getting tired. What's your opinion of Golang? I've never seen it used, so I don't have an opinion. What algorithms and data structures are used in production? I don't know. I really don't know. Have you thought about making a podcast? I sure have. Unreal's greater than Unity. Changed my mind. I'm not going to change your mind. I agree. I think Unity is a lot easier to get into for single-player games, but Unreal just takes the cake for multiplayer and that sort of stuff. Also, C++ is industry standard for game development. Do you recommend Udacity Nano Degree? I don't know. I really don't know. I reached out to Udacity. I was like, hey, can I check out Udacity? I'll review it on my channel. People ask, and they're like, ghost protocol. So, I don't know. Interested in AI machine learning? That'd be okay to do. It's just very complicated. I did a machine learning live stream once, and we went from 80 people to 30 people because they're like, they saw the graphs there, and they were like, oh, for the math, I'm out, bye. When you apply to jobs, you send resume, cover letter, and portfolio site in the letter. Is that the way to go? Yes. Oh, that's cool. Is knowing the basics of Node Express good enough to add in the resume? Basics. What are the basics? It's very vague. Your channel is helpful. Keep up the good work. Hey, thanks, man. Do you think that if you know a lot of different programming languages, it's possible to build a software company by yourself? I think you can build a software company without even knowing code. One of the companies I worked at, the CEO knew how to write like one line of JavaScript, and he's the CEO of a software company somehow. So all you have to have is a vision, and you have to get people to believe in your vision, and then you need a way to monetize it and pay your people, and then boom, you can run a software company. You don't have to be a developer to have a software company. That's the CEO royalty. Are you still accepting mentorships? It depends. Sometimes. I don't really like selling my time. Any DevOps people on my team? I don't have a team. I'm self-employed. You got an internship offer and just want to say thank you? You're welcome. Try to upgrade that to a full-time job. Learn blockchain or web for near future. Why not learn both? They're not that far apart. Don't think he's seeing this chat. I am seeing the chat. Twitch. I'm sorry. Look, Twitch is going first. If you're here and you're Twitch and you've been asking questions, I apologize. Please go follow me on Twitch. I love you. Thoughts on Jarvis? Jarvis is funny. I mean, I like Jarvis. He made code video sort of deal, and then he made one meme video and went viral, and now he's a YouTube superstar. He had 35,000 subscribers when I had 22,000, and I was gonna send him a message, be like, "Hey, dude, you want to collab?" And then literally the next day, 400,000 subscribers. Oh, you quit your job? I quit my job like 9 months ago. You need money to run a software. It doesn't even have to be your own. It can be pooled. It's about risk management. Yeah, risk management. Usually the bigger the risk, the bigger the reward. But I mean, you can just crowdsource your money, even if you don't have money, or just angel invest. Love your videos. You're the one inspiring me to keep going. Quinn, you got this, dude. Keep going. He broke the algorithm with one video. Was insane. Yeah, it was. How can I improve my programming logic? That's a super vague question. What do you mean programming logic? Like if else conditional statements? You trying to learn constructors, object oriented programming, like class based stuff? Like what exactly? What kind of Android app should I make to add to my... I mean, anything. Android app is all good. You have a basic dice rolling game. You don't know where to go from here. Maybe make a multiplayer game. Those are good. It doesn't have to be like networked multiplayer. Just like pass the phone back and forth. Those are cool. What do I think about Google Stadia? I forget what that is. Is that the game thing? Tiger or Panzer Steam? What do you mean? Where do I store database for a website? Firebase is free. You can try that. What are your thoughts on developers starting on a platform like Salesforce? I would say If you're a Salesforce developer, you're doing yourself a disservice by learning proprietary software that won't transfer anywhere else except other Salesforce jobs. Whereas if you learn JavaScript, you can go to almost any web developer job, even if the next job is Ruby or PHP. Salesforce is Salesforce, and they get paid more, right? That's because you're putting yourself into this niche. I know it's off topic, but has anyone told you you are attractive looking? Also, you have nice teeth and smile. I appreciate that. Best new technology to learn? JavaScript, Python? You did not answer my question. All right, look, man, please don't hurt me. What do you think the best website for juniors to? There's no best junior website. As if there was, it'd be oversaturated with people that can't code. Probably Indeed. Stop looking for junior web jobs. Like, that's the thing. Stop looking for junior jobs. Just apply to software jobs. Is OAuth important to know before interviews? I would say OAuth, not before interviews. That, like, you need OAuth on like a code test when they're like, please use this API with authentication, and then you need to know it. If you're there watching on Twitch, I'm answering your questions, by the way. You do a lot of JS programs on the web. What's the easiest way to turn it into a phone app? React Native, Xamarin, maybe. As a beginner, should I learn Python or JavaScript? JavaScript's going to be more visual for you. Python's going to be in a terminal. So JavaScript, you can do stuff in a browser like immediately, right away. Python, not so much. You're going to be sitting in one of those black terminal boxes, you know, like that kind of, like if you're just beginning, all code kind of looks like the Matrix to people. Python is going to be in like that kind of thing. Are companies cool with tattoos? Of course. Is it possible to land a job coming from tier 2 college? I don't know what a tier 1 college is. How many projects did you have on a solid portfolio? 3. You think New Boston is dead? He sold his channel. He has enough money that he doesn't need to run that channel anymore. You don't have a college degree, but got skills. Well, then you're good to go. What do you think about web components? No opinion. Stop looking for junior dev jobs. Titles, video, junior dev stream. You can be a junior developer and not look for junior dev jobs. They're not correlated at all. You gotta title it for the title. That's just how YouTube works. What startup would you start in 2019? I don't know if I would. I don't want angel investors, and I don't want to hire people because I don't want to manage people, and I don't want to take other people's money and not be able to guarantee it back to them. Like, I just don't want to deal with all that. Rather just bootstrap myself. Are portfolio projects still good if they're made with another person? Oh, of course they are, dude. Definitely talk about that. It's team building. People, you're gonna be working on a team on most jobs, so you know, team built project portfolios are the best. Is web app and hybrid app the same thing? I'm not sure. Thanks for your help, Alfonso. You're welcome. You just came because you saw the Twitter post? There's a Twitter post? What? I just come here because I'm lonely at 12 a.m. David, you're always welcome here. Why do you learn React? They aren't very intuitive with the code flow. Well, I mean, why do I learn it? I learned it to get a job. Where do you learn it? Oh, Tyler McGinnis is good. He's pretty well known. Why don't you try remaking Flappy Bird? The guy that made it made thousands of dollars per hour. Because as soon as he made it, 900 other people made it. And I actually have remade Flappy Bird before. I made it using Phaser.js. It took me like 30 minutes. Do you have advice for first-time intern? You're not going to feel like you know anything, and that's okay. Is it okay to use a CSS framework if you suck at design and want to work on the back end? Of course it is. Design is subjective. So you could make your portfolio background, like just background color, flat background, just make it puke green, or phthalo blue, or winter white. How does he say it? Bob Ross? What's your opinion on job hopping? Definitely do it. Like, it's in your best interest. It's your life. There's no company loyalty. Don't let anyone tell you different. Of course, they're going to be like, welcome to the family. We appreciate you, blah, blah, blah. But at the same time, next day, they'll let you go, cut you off. Take it from me. It happened to me. Don't do it. Can we spam Devin to do a collab? I don't know what we would do a collab on. Hey, Devin, you make stuff with code. I'm Josh. I like visual effects and making films and helping people get jobs. Like, I don't know what we collab on. Titanium white. How long should you wait before job hopping? I think 1 year is good, and then after that you can hop as much as you want. And then if there's a gap on your resume, just don't put a gap on your resume. Good work. Keep going. See ya. I'm out. All right, later, dude. Just talk about stuff. I mean, I guess if he was down to do it. Have you heard of business promotion? I have not. How long have you been coding? About 3 years. How to follow up after an interview? Wait about 3 days and then be like, hey, just checking in. Still really interested in this opportunity. Dream collab? I'd like to meet Gary Vaynerchuk and MJ DeMarco and probably like Rollo Tomasi. Casey Neistat, Peter McKinnon would be cool. Maybe Tony Robbins. What do you mean by a gap? A gap is when you have like a 6 month or a 9 month gap. Shout out to my startup. Shout out to your startup. Should you master HTML and CSS before? You could master HTML and CSS in like a day. So, yes, you should. Spend the day to do that. Web project for anyone to create online resumes and portfolios. Would you think it's a good project to start it? A web project for anyone to create online resume. How would you make a project for anyone to create a portfolio? Because it wouldn't be them creating a portfolio. It'd be them using your service to create it. How can I be the next Mark Zuckerberg? You have to turn into a robot. You gotta turn into the Zuck. Does knowing about databases and SQL help at all in finding a junior web dev job? Stop looking for junior web dev jobs. But yes, it helps. Helps in finding regular jobs too. Favorite podcast? I don't know if I have a favorite podcast. Probably Tim Ferriss' podcast. Have you got rock climbing in the wild? No. I don't have like, what do they fall? Pads that you fall on? I don't know what they're called. How to follow up after an interview. Yeah, so you wait 36 hours, 72 hours. Let them know. Would you recommend starting a company out of college or getting a few years experience? So starting a company out of college, you need a problem that you're solving. And I don't know, a lot of entrepreneurs want to be entrepreneurs, but you got to do the one thing that you don't want to do generally, and that's work to figure out process flow problems, things that you can solve, unless you're just a wizard like Mark Zuckerberg or people that dropped out of college to do it because they had a problem in mind that they solved that would help people on a mass scale and generate a lot of money. How does 47K sound for starting salary as junior dev with no experience? Too low? Sounds about right. I got paid 50K. Are you still coding often or not really? I code a lot. Like today and yesterday, I was just teaching people how to code all day long. And then I was working on my website some. So my website's WordPress, but I have to know PHP to fix stuff. You think you're done with coding? Am I done with coding? I use code when I need to, but I don't think about it day and night, right? I had code jobs. I did code things. But I just can't sit in a cubicle for 8 hours and do code for someone else, for someone else's dream. Not happening. Best dev advice resources besides your channel? It depends. Like dev advice? I'm not sure if... What kind of dev advice? How can I become a self-made billionaire? Any ideas for me to execute on? I don't have any ideas. Solve a problem or provide value, but do that on a mass scale. So the more people that you can solve a problem for, the more value you can create for other people, the more value you create for yourself. Do you think... Yeah, well, I read that one. You don't have a degree. Would you be able to get a job by attending a school like Lambda? Yes. A lot of people get jobs from Lambda school and even other code boot camps, or even without any boot camp. How many hours a day do you think is optimal for studying code? Hours spent studying code are not correlated to your ability to comprehend and reliably regurgitate what you've learned for that day. So you could spend 8 hours studying code, but let's say only 3 hours of that are you're actually going to remember, even if you studied 8 hours. So you could spend 3 hours to study, you're going to remember 3 hours, but everything after that is lost. It's called drinking from a fire hose. It's a pretty common effect with boot camp. There is no hour amount, right? Hours don't correlate with productivity. Would you leave a job at a big company with great perks after a year, especially if you have a growth plan? Yes, I would. I don't have company loyalty. I don't care about how much you're paying me because I know that you're still getting a deal on me. That's why you hired me. You're paying me $80,000 and I'm just accepting $80,000, but you're probably making $160,000 from me, from the work that I produce. So you gotta think of yourself like you are a product on a shelf and they're trying to get a discount on you. No company loyalty. Sorry. How should you go about learning JavaScript for UI UX design as animations? Learn how to animate SVGs first, probably player. That's what I would do. Are stock options worth considering at a job? Not really, unless you're really, really invested in the vision of the company and you believe in the CTO and his ability to execute on it. So stock options are generally, you have to like vest them. So if they give you 3%, which is huge, if they were to give you 3%, you don't actually have that 3% until you've been there for like 2, 3, 4, 5 years. And then you can't do anything with that 3% until they go public or they have a successful exit. Hey dude, PHP, definitely do it. How much HTML should you know before freelance? Get the freelance job, but then you'll know. I can't tell you how much, like, you know what I mean? So you think a year at your first position and then hop to wherever is the most beneficial to you? Absolutely. Goodbye, coworkers. Goodbye, great boss. Like, I don't care. It's my life, your life. You only get to do this once. There's no respawn at the end of it. Like, live life for you. Be selfish. Like, help other people, but be selfish. It's your life. Like, at the end of the day, you're either building your dream or somebody else's. You're developing a multiplayer game in Unity. No. Should you be worried? I mean, it's going to be hard. You're going to have to drive traffic to that multiplayer game. That's going to be the hard part. How do you know when you're worth 80K? You just say, hey, I want 90K, and they'll be like, oh, we can't do that. We'll give you 80, and then you get 80K. What's your view on Haskell? I don't really have one. Keep up the good work. Bootcamp at Udemy versus Lambda School. There's no bootcamp at Udemy. Udemy is not a bootcamp. That's an online go-at-your-pace program. Lambda is a bootcamp. They take attendance. They require you to be there. They require you to do the projects. Won't frequent job hopping hurt your reputation? With the people that you left, maybe, but you're leaving them, so it doesn't matter. It's not like they're going to call up your previous job and be like, hello, can you tell me why he left and was he a douchebag? Like, that's not going to happen. And if some company's like, please give us the name and phone number of your previous manager, don't work at that company. It's none of their business. Have you already accepted the project? What do you mean? What project? Do you know anything about programming market in Japan? I don't. Do you tend to lean on more tutorials, videos, classes, or on docs? I think videos and classes, less on docs. How do you know when you're ready to move on to another language? I don't think there's a ready to move on to another language. I think it dictates more, do you need it to do something? Just finished bachelor's computer science. How long should I expect to wait before you can find a job? Asking for rent purposes. I'm not going to give you an expectation on that. I'm just going to say you need to be applying to jobs. There's no expectation. Some people get jobs in a month. Some people get jobs in 2 years. How good is your hustle? Is the vid and audio off for anyone? So the reason that the vid and the audio is off because of my Elgato. So it has a slight delay. If I wanted to have real-time audio and video to have that be synced, I would have to have a motherboard chip, and that was $998 or something. So I don't have that. So there's a slight delay in the audio. Did I miss anything? Best way to transition from math degree towards software engineer job? Yeah, so just start learning. Maybe data science would be good for you. Data science and math go good together. But how to transition? I mean, you just gotta start learning code like everybody else. Hit up Free Code Camp. How do you know when you're... enough for a first program. You never know. You apply and you get rejected, and you apply again and you get half rejected, then you apply again and you get to like the third interview and they say no, and then you apply again, you get to the fifth interview and they say no, and then you apply again and you get a job. That's how it works. If you receive an offer for 2x your current salary, would you bother trying to leverage that to increase your current pay, or just hop? So this is the thing. If you're going to leave your job and your company's like, wait, no, we'll give you more money if you stay. You've done goofed on a couple huge things here. Number one, they know that you're unhappy and looking for another job. Number two, they could have been paying you that money the whole time. Number three, they know you're unhappy and looking for a job, and what's to stop you from looking for a job as soon as you take this pay raise? You know? So I wouldn't trust the company at that point, because you know what they're really thinking of you at that point. As soon as you threaten to leave and remove your value, only then they recognize your value. So that means that they really were taking advantage of you. So screw that. Don't do that. How important is semantic HTML tags professionally? Not really. I mean, it's important. You should try your best to do it, but no one's going to, you know. How many hours do you recommend practicing code per week? I don't have a recommendation. Until your brain becomes saturated. What's your opinion on internships? I think internships are like a scam, and getting a regular job is... An internship is just a low-paying regular job, and they just title it internship, and you just accept being paid less than you should. Because that's what it is, you know. Internship developer gets the CTO a cup of coffee and gets paid $15 an hour, and then sits at his chair and does the same thing as a junior developer does, except he gets paid $45. You know, maybe not that. Maybe he gets paid $26 an hour, and doesn't have to get the CTO a cup of coffee. But your knowledge levels exactly equivalent. So I don't know. You're the man. Hey, thanks, man. Before you try to apply, but hey, sometimes a little pressure. Wait, that wasn't at me. What do you think of a company needing a reference? Yeah, give a reference. Just don't make it your last manager where you quit. Do you do PHP? I have to do PHP. An internship in a good company can be good for your resume. I think an internship at... I don't know. I still think internships are bullshit. I think if you're using a job just to leverage the company name, why don't you just put fucking internship on your resume and just lie about it? Jeez. Like, I'll just put, I was a software engineer intern at Google. Like, are they going to fact check that? They're not going to have any contacts. You just be like, yep, I was an intern at Google. Yep, 100%. Like, if you're going to leverage some company because you're in doubt of your own ability because you're an intern, you might as well just fucking just put it on your resume. They do. We can't say they do. That's very vague. Most companies don't. Can you get it in coding with a felony? Of course you can. Let me just be honest about it. Be like, hey, you're going to do a background check on me. You're going to see a felony, but I'm over that phase of my life, and I'm here to do a job. Many companies do background checks. That doesn't mean they verify prior employment. They do background checks. They don't verify what was your title at this company. Decent front-end skills, but great on soft skills. Start applying. Yeah, definitely apply. What are some good front-end projects? Just stuff with basic CRUD. Basic CRUD and a back-end. So, I mean, that is CRUD, right? Best course to learn the LAMP stack? Laracast is good. I don't know if you ever heard of Laracasts. Laracasts. What's the number one thing that grinds your gears about the tech industry? Probably software developer culture of, like, coming in at 11 and leaving at 8 o'clock at night, and then playing Nerf gun battles in the middle of the day, and then having 16 cups of coffee and bragging about it. I don't know. Companies like TalentWise, Hire Right, check everything. Great. A lot of companies don't use that, though. Ever get drug tested for a job? Of course. I've been drug tested many times for many jobs, but I don't do any drugs, so it doesn't matter. What do you use for PHP? Regular stuff. Apache. I have a DigitalOcean server. How much different are the programs in classroom and in a job? Not that different. After working a food job for 5 years, that sounds like the dream. It sounds like the dream. And then you get there and then you're like, now what? At least I was. Some people get to that point of like where they want to go and they finally get there and then they're just like, oh, I finally made it. And then they just relax for the rest of their life. But me, I've done everything that I've wanted to do. So I always have to be, I don't know, like I want to climb at my own rate, at my own pace. So I got the mechanical engineering degree, got that first safe engineering job, got paid $70,000 a year, had health benefits, blah, 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 did nothing all day, got paid lots of money. I was like, yeah, but I still have to sit here 40 hours a week and do nothing that I'm interested in. So then I, quit that job, go get software job, get remote. Oh, I can work on my underwear. Now I make $90K a year. But I still got to show up to stand up and do work for this guy, making him millions a year. Well, now what? Oh, I get let go. Now I'm homeless. And then I do it again. I'm like, all right, I'm going to do this shit myself and do it my way, how I want, when I want. All that stuff. So for me, it was like I always hit what I wanted, and I was like, this is not what I want. Everything I thought I wanted was not what I wanted. Do you have any tips on negotiating salary? Yeah, you got to ask what their budget is. You got to look on Glassdoor. You got to look at what they're hiring and what their average pay is. And then, so I find that the average pay on Glassdoor is actually inflated by about 10%. What are some perks you can negotiate for on top of negotiating salary? Yeah, you got to negotiate extra weeks of vacation, extra sick days, lower premiums on your healthcare if you're in the U.S. Software engineer versus comp sci. They're the same thing. Some states ban asking for your previous salary. Some states ban it. They're banned from asking lots of stuff. Any suggestions of what to do if you lost your passion for programming but have to stick to it? You don't have to stick to it. That'd be your fallacy right there. You don't have to stick to programming. You just think that you do. Like usually when you lose your passion for something, it's time to mix it up or just move on. Consultant versus full-time. Consultant, I don't know. You can charge what you want. Full-time, you get paid what they say. You work more hours, doesn't matter. You get paid what they say. Work 100 hours, you make $80K a year. Hey, guess what? No more money for you. Consulting, you work more hours, you get paid more. How did you get let go by the company you mentioned? They ran out of money. I got hired on for a job, for a project. The CEO messed up the deal with the company. The company's like, oh, we're not paying you anymore. And the CEO's like, hi, Josh, we just hired you. We don't have any money to pay you anymore. Bye. So while I was like getting up to speed, learning, getting ready to do the project, they fucked up the deal. And then the next job was like, hey, you know that presidential election that happened? Yeah, so they just put all the budget on hold. No more federal money for us, which means no more federal money for you. Then I was almost homeless. That was cool. Wait, so it's 10% less than what Glassdoor says? Yeah, so I'd say most of the time on Glassdoor, I'd take that down about 10-15%. Because whenever I looked at what I was getting paid, then I looked at Glassdoor, I was like, this is way more than I get paid. Favorite job you've ever had? Never. Never had a job that I've had a favorite. That I would say my favorite job is the one I do now. My own job. The one I created for myself. But never for anyone else. I hate working for other people. I hate being told what to do, when to do it, how to do it, where to be, how long to be there, how I can or can't do something. I want to work, just not for you. That's my favorite phrase. What do you think the best language to learn? JavaScript, Python. What is enterprise tier app? Can junior handle such level? Yes. You worked in CA or another state? I worked in Utah. By the way, we're live on Twitch. I'd be very grateful if you come check me out on Twitch. Please. You have to stick with it due to financial circumstances. Haven't found anything I enjoy yet. You gotta try more things. Best way is to start working for yourself. You gotta start building a brand. That's what I always talk about. You have to have a brand, because if you have a brand, you have an audience. If you have an audience, you can point that audience to whatever you want to sell. If you want to sell something, if you ever try in California, I don't want to live in California because houses are $9 million. Texas, I don't want to live in Texas because it's boring as shit. I like mountains and I like desert and I like snow. Texas can't provide that, and California's too expensive. Who's taking Thanos down? They all do. Do you see that poster where they're gray and they're purple, or like, I don't know. I just want to see all of the Avengers on the screen at the same time. Like, imagine how much money they had to pay. Pros and cons working at a big company versus a small company. Small company, flexibility as a pro. Wear many different hats as a pro. Probably flexible schedule as a pro. Cons, less money. You got to work more hours. Bro, Austin is basically California, though, just no snow. I don't want to live in Austin because it's too landlocked for me with not enough trade-off for that landlocked. Big company usually gets security, and you can go really deep on whatever technology you want. So, like, if you work at a huge company, you're gonna be put on a team, and they're gonna tell you to do this one thing every day for 9 hours a day, and that's what you're gonna do. And you're gonna get your paycheck, and you're gonna be happy with it. Or maybe, I don't know. Ever play Path of Exile? It's too much. It's too Skinner box for me. I can't do like Path of Exile and D3 because it's like you kill stuff to get more powerful, so that you can kill stuff faster, so that you can get better stuff, so that you can kill stuff faster, so they can get better stuff to kill stuff faster. Like, so, like, it's just, Skinner box. I can't do it. Houston? No thanks. I'm not living in Texas. I don't want to go to Texas. I don't like Texas. I'm good. I would live in California. If I could, I would live there before Texas. Thoughts on leak code? It's not really used that much. How much money did you need to start a business? I opened my business for $89. The question is, how much cash flow did you need? So I need roughly $4,200 a month to be able to live. So if I minus tax from that, I get about $3,300. Then I can pay all my bills. Why are you genius? I'm not. Ever done watching code? I never had. How's your vocabulary so good? Do you read a lot? I read all the time, but I don't know. I don't think my vocabulary is that great. I think I'm pretty basic. How am I doing, Nathan? I'm doing good. How are you, man? Which states pay the best for developers? Okay, so are we talking about pure money, or are we talking about percentages of cost of living? So ideally, you'd work for a company in San Francisco remotely in Nebraska, right? You make $130K working for the San Francisco company, and then you live in Nebraska where it costs $900 to live like a king. Is it okay to have a remote job as first software? Yes, it's going to be difficult. All his exes live in Texas. I've never even been to Texas. I have no desire to go. Advice for maintaining a growth mindset. I mean, are you journaling every day? Usually I journal every day. Write down 5 things that I'm happy to have, grateful for. It sounds super cheesy, but I read a lot. I always keep reading. Always reading. Any ideas how to improve memory soaking information better? Yeah, there's a certain cap to it. You just have to optimize your focus. I would say, Wasabi, the best way to do this is to optimize your focus. I don't know if you've ever heard of this thing called attention fatigue. So let's come up with a fake. Let's come up with like a fake unit. We'll just call them units. You have 1,000 attention units per day, and when you change your attention and you focus on different things throughout the day, some of your attention is left over. So you can't fully translate all 1,000 units all the time. So you start working on one thing and then you change topics. Well, now you just left 100 units over there, right? Then you change topics again and you come back. Now you left 100 units over there. And so like just changing topics throughout the day wears down your focus like that. So the attention fatigue, I forget what's the word. It's in Deep Work by Cal Newport. Read that book. If you live in SoCal, you have mountains, beach, and desert, all within decent drive. Cost of living, though, exactly. So, if I had millions of dollars, money wasn't an issue, I'd probably live there. How much did you charge for an attention unit? Why not work remotely from another country? Because I have a mortgage, and I support my parents. I pay my parents rent, make sure they're doing okay, in addition to all my bills. And I have 2 dogs, so I can't just like get up and go. So I support myself, and I pay my parents rent and all their stuff, and whatever. So that's why it's difficult for me to just go live in Bali. How much unit testing skills are important? I don't know. It depends on the job. Some jobs care, some jobs don't. Is it easy to upload a node project in the server? I don't know why. Like, these are Stack Overflow questions. Tell your parents to get a job. They do have a job. Can you hire me? I don't want to manage people. Your audio's off. Yeah, it's the Elgato that I have. Ever worked with .p5? No. Can you write down the article you wanted me to read? It's not an article, it's a book. It's Deep Work by Cal Newport. What should I do to prepare for coding bootcamp in Seattle? I don't know what bootcamp you're going to. What do I think about Coding Train? He's super hyper, he's got a lot of energy. I'd like to have some of his energy. Can I make a company buy me a new phone and laptop? My front did it. Wait, what? He has a CS degree and works for a huge company. Oh, your friend did it. I mean, how can you make them? You can't make them do anything. It's their money. If you want a girlfriend, write C#. Robert T. Yeah, you know. What are the bad things about being a developer? That's an opinionated question. Hire me as well. I'm not hiring anyone because I don't want to manage employees. I don't want to be like, I don't want to do it. Your professor says honors bachelors in comp sci is better than normal bachelors. I think, yeah, sure. On paper, an honors bachelor sounds better than a regular bachelor's, but in the working world, no one gives two shits. How much money can you bring the company? That's what they care about. They don't care about your GPA. Advice for starting a YouTube channel about code software engineering? What kind of advice? Like film advice? What do you want me to tell you how to make videos or what videos to make? I'm not sure. You're only asking for 400K yearly. I'll let you know when I make 400K a year, and then we can talk about it. 60K employees. What should you not put on your website resume? Like an about me section that is a history of your life. Who gets more? Dev or DevOps or ops? Probably, I don't know. Just become an adult actor, then you probably get the most. Cheater, what up? College is a scam. You're not wrong. Thanks for answering. What do you like to do in your free time? Well, I like to go on long walks on the beach in the moonlight. I play with my dogs. I don't know. What do you do in your free time? What kind of trouble are you getting into on a Tuesday night? Do you think traversing media will be the next big thing? What does that mean, next big thing? And what? Have you ever heard of Thinkful? Yeah, my friend works at Thinkful. She's a mentor there. Does web developers need to learn Photoshop? Yeah, probably to break down mockups. Do you play video games? Sometimes. Not very much. Any suggestions on how to develop a brand? Yeah, you got to build traffic, and you got to store that traffic. So build an email list, or build a place where people can recognize you. It depends on what kind of brand you want. He has like 800K subs. I mean, he's got a lot of subs, so saying the next big thing like he's already not a big thing is kind of strange. Teach your dogs how to code. Absolutely. Did I miss any questions? You see some Elon Musk. Good luck on your endeavors. Hey, thanks. You seem like a fun guy to chill with. We want to go out? We're going out for drinks? Are we holding hands? Just asking because you used to do drugs all the time. Now you have a lot of free time and can't find anything fun to enjoy. I think fun is overrated. You just have to find something to do. Sometimes it's just about something to do. It doesn't have to be fun. You don't have to be having fun all the time because at some point it's not fun anymore. You got to have the times where you're not having fun so that you can appreciate the times where you are having fun. You have a Microsoft interview in 2 days. Any advice? Nicholas, go to Glassdoor. Look up your position there and find the questions. How do you track progress while learning to code? Yeah, it's pretty easy to do. Just go look at your GitHub on day 1 compared to day 2. Dogs That Code, new YouTube channel. Confirmed. Do you actually have more opportunities having a degree versus self-taught? Can you be a manager without a degree? You can do whatever you want without a degree. In software, for the most part. Almost left that sentence like, obviously you can't be a doctor. I'm not going to trust you as a doctor. Hey, bro, I learned how to do heart surgery on YouTube. I'm good. Just trust me. Give me the scalpel. Like, obviously, there are limits to that statement. But in software, for the most part, you don't need a degree. Would companies take the risk to hire full-time for a 3-month summer job instead of an intern? I'm a student. Wait, what? What do you mean, Kevin? What's a GitHub? Feels GitHub. You're torn between Thinkful and Lambda. Any advice on how to choose? Go to Lambda. Take it from me. Thanks for your time. You're welcome. Have a nice night. Don't even use my link. Don't even give me money. I don't care. Go to Lambda. That's what I'm going to say. Took your advice to just go for it when you got a job using SQL when you went to school for finance, and it's been great. Nice, dude. GitHub is like GitLab, but more Bitbuckety, but it's also GitKrackeny, right? So you're a brain surgeon with no degree. If you want to be a manager, be punctual and behave like someone who won't get the company sued. If you want to be a manager, go get yourself a cup of warm salt water and unzip your current manager's zipper, and then just stuff it all in there. See how deep you can get it to go. That'll move you to the ranks of the high executives in companies. I'm telling you. Just here, look this. I'll show you what to do. All right. So you just gotta unzip, and you and then you're good. Then you get promoted. You know how much? I mean, how much do you like gargling balls? This is what you really got to ask yourself if you want to be a manager. Is that Diet Pepsi? No, it's not. How much was your motorcycle? $8,000. You have a Bachelor of Chemistry, self-learned Java. You seem experienced in getting promotions. Look, I don't want to talk about my past history. I'll just leave it there, okay? How did you get rid of doubt and skill? You should have doubt and skill, because if you don't have a doubt and skill, you're going to fuck up, and then you're going to get punished for it. Is having a business card a good idea for web devs? Not really. What's your KD ratio in Thumb Wars? I don't know. Are we using snake in the grass? Is that allowed? Did you go to college for CS? I have a mechanical engineering degree. Yeah, so like you don't want to be like, oh, I don't have any doubt in what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing 100%. Because you don't, and we both know that's a lie. Just accept that you don't know what you're doing, and just be comfortable with that, and just realize you're never going to know everything. And if you could know everything, by the time you got to the end of the path, whatever it is, to get to everything would have changed, and you would have to go back to the beginning and restart. You have a CS degree, but you feel like I know nothing after graduating, so I've been pushing aside job hunting. Yeah, that's because CS doesn't actually provide you with job-ready skills. It just provides you with a degree, and apparently, because you have the degree, you deserve a job, which is not the case anymore, which is what I try to tell people. Did you personally go to Lambda? No, but I followed Patrick every single week and talked to him almost every single day about what he did there. You're getting big on Twitch. 57 viewers. Is that good? Are we good? 68? Is someone hosting me? Can we go to Twitch, please? That'd be great. I'd love you guys. 200 people. Wow. Hello, everyone on Twitch. My name is Josh. Come visit me on YouTube if you'd like. Full stack developer does really exist or no? Wait, what? Of course they exist. Do a collab with Traversy Media. So the value proposition is not there. He has 700,000 subscribers. I have 59,000 or something. The value proposition is just not there. Like, what he gains from me compared to what I gain from him is just not even remotely equivalent. It would just have to be like a birthday gift of like, hey, everybody, go subscribe to Josh. Like, he wouldn't do a collab for that reason. And I'm not going to ask him to, because I want to earn it. So you tell me just apply and hustle when I have no work experience for that 3 to 5 years experience jobs, or just some entry level? No, all the jobs. 3 to 5 years experience was written by some HR lady who doesn't actually know what that means. Where do you see your YouTube channel going in the next year? In the next year, we'll probably be doing more entrepreneurship stuff about how to make money. Like, everyone is learning dev because they want to make more money, or they want to get out of, working in food or retail or some construction business. Like, they want to get out of their shitty job so they can do an easy, quote, physically easy code job and make more money. There's a lot of people doing it for the wrong, they're not wrong reasons. They're good, right? But like, there are other ways to make money in the world without having a degree and without doing code specifically all day. So I would like to talk more about that stuff, like sales, business, leveraging that stuff. Multiple small projects in one on portfolio or one big one. Wait, what? No, yeah, definitely multiple small projects. It's good to show. 220. What up? What up, people on Twitch? Welcome aboard. My name is Josh. I'm on YouTube. Ask me anything about dev. You think I can use Shopify for what? I mean, for like drop shipping, it's saturated. You and everyone else are buying the same shit on Alibaba, and then you're basically reselling it for higher or lower prices than you bought it for. And the only difference is the way you market it. Who do you follow in the internet marketing world? Probably Pat Flynn. Pat Flynn is good. Gary Vaynerchuk. Can you slip me a little $200 a month? It might pay you back. Maybe. Do you ignore questions? No. I don't really follow other people. I have like people that I know that are like digital marketers. Should I do research and write a cover letter for every application, or just give out? You need a cover letter for every job, number one. But you don't have to write the cover letter from scratch. You just need to change out the values. Like, you need to find the company's values, like whatever that's like dignity, teamwork, execution, whatever, commitment, and you need to put that in your cover letter and then change those out. But keep your cover letter. Non-trivial. Hi, how's it going, man? Appreciate your channel. I appreciate you. Twitch. Whoa, what's going on, man? What if you have a job that pays well, but it will be difficult in your future to switch companies because I know that we are using old tech and had to send extra hours to work on new tech. Wait, what? Yeah, that's just technical debt. It happens, everything. Would you consider a good small project to get a job? Something with Sockets.io. What's the best job search engine? There's no job search engine. Just use Stack Overflow. We work remotely, indeed. Is the world flat or round? It's obviously a pancake. Have you messed up on YouTube? I mess up. I think every video I produce is some, messed up in some way. What's the best way to get out of retail fast food level jobs, living paycheck to paycheck? You need to generate you need to make. All right. So I'm sure you're good at something. Make a product around that something that you're good at. Like, you good at League of Legends? Like, are you good at doing something? Make a product around like how you play Teemo or something, right? And then push that shit on Facebook with Facebook ads. Like, everybody's good at something. Make a product around that thing and sell it, and then use Facebook ads or Instagram ads to push people's eyes onto that product. Just make sure that you're not going negative. At least break even at first to get your brand out there, and then over time it will scale up. We work remotely, gang. Yep. You should live on Instagram. Sharina, I can't do live on Instagram at the same time. I mean, I could, but I'm already on Twitch and YouTube and then Instagram. What do I need to put in my resume? I think you asked a little earlier, but skills, what you did at the job, and how you improved the company. Craig, it's clear here. What do you value more, money or experience? What do you mean? I think both are good. Master, are you ready to gargle? But what if, I don't know. Just get ready, I guess. Open wide. How productive are programmers at their jobs? I think it depends on the programmer, and I think it depends on the motivations of the programmer and the ability for him to focus, what's going on in his personal life. It's very vague. Depends, I thought I was really productive for like the first hour, and then after that, I just didn't give a shit. I'm good at sleeping. I mean, you gotta be serious, but that's how you do it. Right? So like, I'm good at getting jobs. I'm good at helping other people get jobs. So naturally, it makes sense for me to have a resume and cover letter that you guys can use. And so then I sell that thing. So it's something like that. How much do you personally get done in a given day? All right, let me read that off to you, the Baconator. What did I get today? All right, I did, so I had Thomas, Carlos, Artyom's, Lillian, Alan, Kevin, Gian, Mariano. So those were students that I taught how to code. I sent an email to a sponsor. I've reposted to LinkedIn and Twitter and Instagram. I did a resume review videos today. Live stream on IG. I did that last night. Live stream's happening now. I worked on some new merch designs. I worked on my website a little bit. I worked on my email course. I sent an invoice out. I paid my dad's rent. I went to the gym. That's what I did today. What can you do to make sure I get the correct starting salary? I mean, what's correct? It depends on what you need. Is it easy to juggle a side hustle as a programmer? It's never easy to juggle a side hustle. It just depends on how much you're invested in your main hustle. And if you even consider it your main hustle. Most people are invested in their side hustle more than they're invested in their job. Because everyone wants to make their side hustle their main job. Like 9 out of 10 hands always go up. You know, do you want to work side hustle or your main job? I want to do my side hustle. You know? Because you can repeat what the cover letter consists of. You got to find their values. And you got to make a match. Do you wake up at the same time every day? Not really. On Mondays and Tuesdays now, I have most of my students, so I wake up a little later on those days. But tomorrow, I'm probably going to wake up at like 4:45, 5. There goes the camera. I'm sorry. Hold on. I got you. Don't go anywhere. What's a good website hosting company? Just use GitHub. RIP. Paid dad's rent. The student has become the master. In a way. Do you play online games or is it a waste of time? I play online games. I like Overwatch. I like PUBG. Do you do solo freelancing? No, I don't do freelancing because I don't like working with clients. I don't like selling my time, and I don't like project planning, and I don't like being told what to make and making shit for other people. I like to do it for myself. That's all. You can't host dynamic sites on GitHub. You could use Heroku if you want. $80K a year and can't afford a good camera. This is a GH5. Get look, it just ran out of battery, okay? You want more students? Because I'm looking for a code teacher. Not really. What's your rank in Overwatch? Right now, I don't know. A couple seasons ago, 2,800, 2,900. Do you take a lot of notes? I don't take a lot of notes. I do. Actually, I take book notes. You should do a tour of your desktop setup. You've always been curious. All right, look. I'll show you right now. I'll show you what I got. Let me hide the adult stuff here. I want you guys to see that. All right, here we go. Here's the desk. Hold on, I'll unplug the mic. All right, here you go. So I got this monitor over here. It's current chat that I'm looking at. Got some headphones. Right, gotta keep paper towels next to the computer. It's my phone. Here's the main monitor. Here's the microphone. Over here we got all the unnecessary RGB, right? And then I have this extra monitor over here. Diet Pepsi. There's my shotgun microphone I film videos with. What else I got? I got Cord Haven down here. I don't know if you've ever seen that. But here, I'll show you this if you want. So I got 64 gigs of RAM here. I got one 1080 and another 1080. What else I got in there? I have an RGB PSU, but it's not working right now. I also have RGB fans. Those stopped working for I messed it up. What else I got in here? I got some sound foam up here. Up there is a that's a Vive thing for a tracker. Some stuff over there. And then I got there's my Vive over here. Headphone case. There's a gimbal. So this is the Ronin S. There's a what else I got? That's got to be overkill. So the 64 gigs of RAM is for After Effects to scrub through my timeline. Pretty late stream it is. What else? Then I have this. This is occasionally I'll play Halo 5. There's a drone case. There's a candle warmer. So my room always smells like Fruit Loops. Drone batteries, Xbox. What else I got? Backpack. There's a dusty Wii U. No swords. I'm not that much of a weeb. Y2 1080s. I had a 1080 already, so I got another 1080 for free. There's a lamp up there. Everyone always asks me what that is. Tripod. What else I got? this chair that I'm in. And then over here I got more sound foam and another thing for the Vive. What else? That's about it. That's my room. That's where I'm at. Let me pull up the chat. All right, I'm here. You're not that fast with the keyboard. Do you think it could stop me having a software job? I mean, not really. People code fast. People code slow. Doesn't matter. As long as you get the job done. Who is that person behind you? JK. Yeah, it's good. Good joke. Got him. Sound foam is so loud, noise doesn't leave. Wait, what? No, it's to reduce echo, I guess. Why did you choose to Finland to study? I married a girl there. Moved there. I was married to a Finnish girl. I had a Finnish family. JK Rowling? Yeah, you got him. Got him. Dad jokes. Someone behind you. Everyone was working on the project, and I would be happy writing crappy code. I have no code. What do you mean? Oh, okay. So yeah, for the two 1080s, by the way, it's for rendering. So rendering in the Adobe software uses CUDA cores. So you can leverage GeForce CUDA cores to render 4K and 6K footage a lot faster. So that's why I got it. I'm an intern for Intel. Should I apply for junior level jobs or higher level ones? Apply for regular jobs. I have a question at 10:16. I can't see the timestamps because it's live. Aren't you pretty young for all that? I'm 28. Define what that is. What is the Google Stadia? Is that the game dev thing? Commenting code. How often crucial is it in the workplace? So, Sacred Flame, I'm a big fan of like readable code. So I'm all about commented code. Obviously, you should remove it for production, but in dev, I'll write a novel. Be a man, grow a beard. Oh, you're using the no true Scotsman fallacy. Be a man, implying I'm not a real man. So what you really want is to just see a homeless person, because that's what I look like when I grow out a beard. You remember Dreaded Dev talking about his remote job? I'm not sure how long he was a regular dev. You are a regular dev if you're remote. You just don't have to go anywhere. You shouldn't have to go to an office for any dev job, and anyone who says different is dumb. Fight me. Well, we need you on the team, for our team meetings. Oh, so for the other, 8 hours where I'm sitting in my cubicle, not talking to anyone, you need me there? Really? Remote or death? Do I like coding on your laptop or desktop? Desktop for sure. You look twice your age when you grow my beard out? When you grow my beard? Yeah, I just look homeless. I don't look more manly. I don't look cooler. I just look homeless. Even if I trim it up, I just look like a homeless guy that's trying to get a job. Is 8 gigabytes RAM good enough for game dev and visual effects? Visual effects, I don't know, you need some GPU power. It's not all about the RAM. Just download more RAM, number one. Do you still code on a regular basis? Define regular. I code when I need to. I teach people code. That happens a lot. Unless you code .NET for some bank, they want you there. That's not true. I've seen a lot of jobs that aren't .NET. Second day of boot camp, barely passed pre-work. We're doing Ajax calls, and I can't write any code. I can read code, but I can't write off the top of my head. You don't have to write it off the top of your head. It's a common misconception. Don't expect to pull that off of memory. It's okay to Google it. It's okay to not know it. Just be comfortable with the fact that, how do I do this again? What is this called? Google it. If you can figure it out, that's more important than pulling it from memory. No one wants canned answers. You should know fundamentals, but, your ability to problem solve, which is what this career is, problem solving, is not pulling it from memory of what to do, right? Because that's not problem solving. That's just knowing what to do. Anyways. Yeah, Ajax on second day boot camp's kind of weird, though. Do devs generally look more like hippies or hipsters? I don't know. I don't think about it. If job requires a language you know nothing about, should you apply anyways? So My boot camp was for Angular, and my first job was for Ruby on Rails. How hard is it to negotiate a remote job? I mean, how hard is it? That's up to you. How good of a negotiator, how good of a salesman are you? What is the value proposition you're leveraging? Right? What are you trying to leverage? Hey, I want to work from home because I don't want to be micromanaged. Obviously, that's true, but you can't say that. You got to play the stupid game where you all pretend to, whatever. How long did it take you to realize you don't like coding? It didn't. I never said I don't like coding. I like coding when I'm doing it. I just like to solve problems that require code to be able to solve that problem. I just don't like solving problems inside of code. I'm more of like visionary type person. I'm not like a little worker bee. I don't like sitting in a cubicle just doing things for 8 hours a day for other people. I want to do my own shit. I like coding. If I need code to solve a problem, I'm gonna learn it and I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna enjoy it. But I have a bunch of other things I want to do too. That's not code related. I don't like code jobs. That's it. But there is no job for what I do, therefore I have to make it myself. Remote or local bootcamp? I think remote, because that's me. Did you get data structure and algorithm questions at your job? Only one. They asked me for a linked list. If you're not that confident in your programming knowledge, how do you negotiate, sell yourself? So confidence is all about appearance, man. You don't want to be a project manager? I'm not managing projects for other people. I'm not working for other people. That's what it really boils down to, is I don't want to work for other people. I don't want to build someone else's dream. I want to build my dream. I don't want to work for you. Also don't want to get paid salary. I want to get paid on results. So right now, if I make a video and it performs poorly, I don't get paid that well. If I don't sell stuff, I don't get paid that well. If I don't improve, I don't get paid that well. Salary, you just get paid. Do you have any plan to use your mechanical engineering degree? I did once. Never again. Are remote jobs harder to get? A little bit. They're just more competitive. I wouldn't say harder. You just got to stand out more. So you got to do like more ridiculous shit when you apply. Any benefits to first job not being remote, like helping other devs? I mean, I don't know. You can get help faster, basically. So, like, the reason that it's more difficult for junior devs to be remote is because the company doesn't want to have to micromanage you. They don't want, like, if you're like, I'm stuck, but you, like, who knows how long you've been stuck, really? You've just been sitting at home all day and you were stuck, but you're too afraid to say anything. Chloe6, hi, how's it going? Do you feel intimidated by comp sci interview questions? Do I feel intimidated? I don't feel intimidated by them, but I accept that I'm not good at them. I'm just going to look at them and be like, I don't really know how to do this. Sorry. I can think it through out loud for you, but it's the best I got. I'm not going to be like, oh shit, I'm dumb. Do you recommend going through a recruiter for a job? No. They scrape off your salary. They're like leeches. So, yeah. Don't do it. Also, they're just interested in whoever gets the job. So whoever gets the job is when they get paid. So you could be like the top on their list and just about to get that job, and then they find a candidate that they know is going to get the job 100%, and they just drop you, boom. Who makes more, front end or back end? Probably back end. Just because supply and demand. In general, there's more front end developers. Are you a programmer? I don't know what I am. I don't have a title. Can I program? Yes. Any good resources how to use Photoshop to slice email for development? To slice email for development? Oh, I don't think you need to do that. Just use a mail service like MailerLite or MailChimp or ConvertKit. Is it better to work at a company or be a freelancer? Chad, it depends on what you want. How's your finances look? Because if you're going to be a freelancer, the whole time you're working on that freelance job, you need to be thinking about where your next job is going to be coming from. If you work at a company, you got a job, you just expect to get paid, right? He's a programmer. What is my purpose? Your purpose is to live a purposeful life. That is the purpose of life, to live a purposeful life. Binary search trees have not prepared me after... Yeah. What do I have to know so I won't get my salary ripped off? You need to go to Glassdoor and look at what other people are getting paid. You plan on only doing YouTube, or do you have other business ideas? I don't only do YouTube anyways. I coach people, I mentor people, I help people get jobs, I teach people code, I sell digital products, I sell video courses, and I do YouTube, and I have affiliate links, and I do sponsorships. What else do I do? Yeah, that's it. That's a lot of stuff. And I have merch. So it's all a business. It all goes to Grind Real LLC. It's a real business. I don't just make YouTube videos and live off of ad revenue. That would be dumb. Programming language to start. JavaScript's good. Best way to maximize the chance of getting a job without actual experience. Best way, just have really dope ass projects on your portfolio. Why does backend developers treat me as a designer even though I'm front end? I don't know. You don't play sports well, Team Josh? I don't play team sports because I'm just not interested in the sport itself. Really, I like playing against myself. College has been teaching me Java and C++. Good enough for jobs? Not really. Maybe the Java stuff, but not really. Is there an advantage to having a college degree? No, but watch people rage over that. How long does it take for a company to get back for you after an interview? I would say if you interview on a Wednesday, I'd wait till the following Wednesday. If they don't respond in a week, 7 days, then I hit them up. Overwatch or CS? Overwatch. You ever tried disc golf? Great sport. I like disc golf. That's fun. I just don't like football and basketball and baseball and soccer. Like, those are boring to me. I'm sorry if you like that. I just don't. I can't bring myself to care. Courses from Udemy, worth it or no? It depends on which one, I guess. You actually did code bootcamp, work full stack, then got a CS degree, and you think the degree is worth? Could be. But you learned job ready skills first, and then you learned CS, which gave you that further understanding. But you still got the job first, right? So should you follow up to applying to a job online? If so, how soon? Did you get an interview? Make sure you get an interview, because otherwise you're just sending duplicate resumes. Have a good GPA with good projects, not getting callbacks. How do you know it's... First of all, good GPA doesn't matter. I don't care about your GPA. I just want to know if you can solve the problem. Good projects. What is a good project? How's your cover letter look? Thanks for the knowledge drops. Hologram, have a good night. Have your opinions changed on Trilogy Education since your video? No, they've only deepened. I've made that video and I get so much feedback about, like, bro, why didn't you make this video like 2 months before? Because I went there and now I'm trapped in their shit program. I'm like, oh man, this is really bad. What are good resources to learn Java? I don't know. What are good resources to learn PHP? Lyricast is good. Do you think that computer science bootcamps in NY really work? What bootcamps? You're about to graduate Dev Mountain. Do you have any advice on what your next step should be? Yeah, so hit up everything in Lehigh. I assume if you're in Utah, Lehigh has a bunch of startup stuff. Apply there. No interviews yet. Like, after applying online, no one has responded. So don't follow up to unresponsive jobs. Are you gonna follow someone from Lambda again? So Lou, actually on Thursday I have an interview with a girl at Lambda. She's doing UI UX, and so she's been there. I think she's like halfway through the program right now. So we're gonna do an interview about her, where she came from, how's the UI UX been, and then I'm gonna start following her going forward every other week for the other half of her program. So that'll be fun. What is a reasonable raise percentage to ask for a year as a web dev? 20%? Yeah, good luck getting 7%. Usually 7% is going to be your max. If you want a raise, get a different job. That's how it works. Do you think like computer science boot camps in? Yeah, I read that one. Do you know a site where I can present a mock interview? Yeah, pramp.com, PRAMP.com. You're great, thanks, dude. No, I'm just trying to help. Have I tried Golang? I haven't had a use case for it yet. The first salary you get is the most important number of the rest of your life. I don't know about the rest of your life. You could just lie. Like, you could go to your second job interview and be like, oh, what were you getting paid before? Like, I did that. I told them I was making $80K at one of my jobs, and I was making $65. And they were like, oh, well, we could do $75. And I was like, cool. And they're like, you're okay with that? And I was like, yeah, I'm okay with that. Were you going to sue me for lying? I don't care. It's not illegal. It's a numbers game. We all know. It's a game, you know. Does Lambda have a success rate percentage posted? Yeah, they posted it earlier. It's about 85% are full-time employed right now after 180 days. Median is 60%. That's dangerous. What's dangerous? You lose something that you didn't already have? You don't lose anything. They can't sue you. They can't get mad at you. It's illegal for them to ask your previous salary. And you, even if it's not, that you don't have to answer. You can be like, I prefer not to talk about that. Or you can just give whatever number you want. It doesn't matter. You can snitch. That's fine. I make like 3x that anyways. What's a good starting rate for security firmware engineers? Not sure if you have experience. I would say about 85, 88. Are you lefty? I'm a lefty. You want to switch careers from IT to web dev? Is it possible? Of course it's possible. 300K. I wish. Bootcamps are just full stack, General Assembly, New York code, and design. Yeah, so don't go to any of those. Go to Lambda School. Don't even use my link. Don't make any money. Don't go to those. What to do if you can't think of small projects? Just Google JavaScript project ideas. That sentence exactly. You'll find it. By the way, we're live on Twitch. I'd appreciate it if you go there and follow me on Twitch because I want my sub button, please. Por favor. Lambda, yes, Lambda School. Go there. They're not paying me to tell you that. I would go there. I would go there. If I could do it again, I would go there. Do you make more doing your own thing versus working at a company? Hell yeah, I make more money doing my own thing. There's absolutely no way you could convince me to take less money, work for someone else, be told what to do, how to do it, when to do it. Absolutely not. There's no way I would ever, hell yeah, I would make more money doing my own shit. And I get to do it when I want. Sup, bro? It's Lil B. What up, Rizmo? What do you think is the most useful programming language in the field? JavaScript, Python. Did I go to Lambda? I did not, but I followed Patrick from start to finish. So vicariously, I did. What if you create a new platform? How will you shape it? I'm not going to create a new platform, and I'm not going to shape it because I don't want to have to drive traffic to it. That's the thing. That's the problem with platforms that you have to drive users to. You can have a great platform, but if you don't have users signing up and using it, it doesn't matter. What do you do about health coverage? I don't have health coverage because I don't need it because I go to the gym. Obviously, that's a risk. I'm aware. Also, can you be a web developer without being into design? Yeah. Is Galvanize worth it? No. Out of all your gigs, does YouTube give you the most income? No. How old are you, sir? I'm 28 years old. Is this all the socializing you did today? Oof. No, I actually went out for a while today. Thanks for the tips and resources. It was very helpful and appreciated. Dude, you're welcome. Can anyone tell me if Lambda is worth it for someone who is confident in self-teaching themselves? Does Lambda teach tools you can't learn yourself? There's nothing you can't learn yourself. There's no proprietary. Everything out there is free. The question is, do you have the discipline to do it? You boast about your income, but don't buy insurance. I didn't boast about my income. I just said I make more than I do at my job. You know you have to pay a penalty in taxes with no health coverage. You only do for this year. Next year, you don't have to anymore. I don't buy insurance because I don't really need it. I have vision insurance, dental insurance, but not like regular doctor insurance. I have an HSA account, so that's not like insurance, but it's an HSA, which I get to use as a tax write-off, and I get a little bit of interest on that, so it's fine. How did you find out about Lambda and Patrick? Well, let's see. I emailed Flatiron, I emailed General Assembly, I emailed a bunch of different boot camps, and Lambda was the only one that responded. They were like, yeah, here's our Slack. Log in. Are you vaccinated? What the fuck? Do you think GraphQL is worth it? Do I see it taking over? Did you email Trilogy? Hell no, I didn't email Trilogy. I'm like, I looked at my premium. It was gonna be like $300 a month. $300 per month for something I have never used. Got a high-paid internship at a Fortune 100 with motivation from your videos. Anthony, congratulations. Try to convert that internship into full-time as soon as possible. Yeah, I emailed like lots of places, but Lambda was the only one that's like, come on in. And that's how it went down. What tech stack do you use for your projects? Whatever the project requires. I don't pick a tech stack first and then do the project. I pick a project or a problem that I want to solve or something that I want to build. And then I'm like, all right, what do I need to do this? Then I Google it, I look around, get some opinions, and then build it. You're interested in mobile gaming, but you feel like Swift is super niche. Don't do Swift. Do Unity. Cascarin, go to Unity. Learn how to do C#, and then Unity will compile that all down. So that's what I did. I built a mobile game in Unity, C# only. It's called Rocket Sling. It's on the Android store right now. I can show it to you guys. It's not on iOS anymore because on iOS you have to update it every so often or they close your account, and I haven't done that. So it's not on there anymore. But I can show you on the Android store. Does Lambda teach a typical stack? Node, React, Python? They teach Node, React, Python. Yeah. Here, this is my this is the game that I made. Move that over. Does Lambda take a percentage of your income the rest of your life? No, that'd be like theft. They don't do that. Mo said, "Thanks, man. Thanks for the $4.99. I appreciate that." What about React Native? That's not really for mobile games. I mean, it depends. Like, do you want to do browser mobile games? Yeah, React Native. Or do you want to do actual mobile games? How many jobs did you have before going solo? 4. Have you ever tried Unreal? I want to. They have better multiplayer support, but I have to figure out C++ because I feel like using blueprints is cheating. I want to do it because they just released 4.22 today, so I'll probably try that soon. Do you promote your game? No, I mean, it's a free game. It has some ads in it. I made like 7 cents, so woohoo. I thought I was going to be a rich game developer. I was like, this is going to go viral. It's going to be the best game ever. Odin project good for anything besides project practice? They have some, yeah, actually, yeah. McWigan, yeah, you know. That'd be about it. What's your take on the demise of whatever and the philosophy of keeping it real? I don't have one. I don't know what you're talking about. Two hours and 17 minutes. How do Twitch streamers do this for like 13 hours a day, 7 days a week? How do they do that? Maybe I just engaged too much. How long did it take you to build that game? Yeah, so me and my friend built it in 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks on the weekends. So 2.5 weekends. So we were trying to do a mobile game every 2 weeks. And then we launched this one and we made like no money on it, and we were like, "Hey, I guess we're done with this." They play a game at some point. That's true. Gaming is passive. You got to be here to do it. Meth. Do you recommend Python for beginners? Nah, I'd go with JavaScript. It's more visual. Yeah, but see, the thing is, as soon as you start playing a video game, everyone just leaves because you have to be like Shroud, which is like the best. You got to get those crazy kills, or you got to be like super funny, like Lyric. How long did it take you to learn Unity? Not very long. A month. I mean, like, I made a bunch of different games in Unity. You can go watch my other videos on me making a multiplayer game. and then my graphics card died. So I'm gonna remake that game in Unreal, probably. Dude, caffeine or alcohol for programming? They do very different things. If caffeine is an upper, alcohol is a downer. I'm gonna let you make that decision. How would you suggest a person with an AAS degree in graphic design with decent knowledge to get into a web development? So your degree is irrelevant, Tim, and I'm not saying that like being a douchebag. I'm just meaning like it's irrelevant in that even if you had a CS degree, it'd be irrelevant. Forgot about Lyric. Lyric is so funny. He has the best vocabulary ever. He always has the greatest phrases. I don't know what he reads. What do you think about App Academy? I think I would go to Lambda School over App Academy, and let me tell you why. App Academy costs $17,000 for 3 months. Lambda School costs $20,000 for 9 months. App Academy is 3 months without computer science. Lambda School is 9 months with computer science. App Academy costs $28,000. Lambda School costs up to $30,000. That would be why. Actually, I got that question earlier this morning. That's why I know those statistics. Optimization is insane. 4.22. Tom Lumen. Oh, I have Tom Lumen's course. I wanna look at it, but I just don't want to cheat. Like, so I gotta learn C#. And I thought about streaming me learning C#, but then everyone would be like, Josh, how are you a programmer? I'd be like, I don't know. Do I know C and C++? I don't know C and C++. I know C#. Do they have Lambda schools in SF? No, it's a remote. How long are you gonna be on for? I don't know. Gym is closed. Get up in 4.5 hours. Maybe 10 more minutes. Favorite music genre? I don't know why I'm still watching. I like trap music, and I like metal, and I like anything but country music. Country Road, Take Me Home. You know, I can't do it. Only that song. Did I try coffee with whiskey? I don't drink alcohol. I can't drink alcohol. It makes me sick. I don't like it. But, you know, you do you. Do I like Bring Me the Horizon? Yeah, I listen to their new stuff. Actually, who does your taxes? Watson CPA Group in Colorado. Why does Lambda's website look worse than Trilogy's? At least Lambda's website is actually coded. Gucci Mane trap or regular trap? I like both. Favorite hero? Spider-Man. Mike, what up? MIS degrees, Masters in Information Systems, is that what you mean? Will a remote degree from Lambda really get me the experience to get a job? If so, then sign me up. So Tim, the way it works is that you don't actually pay anything until you get a job, making $50,000 as a dev. Then you pay. Green Lantern greater than Spider-Man. Management info. I'm not sure. You're not done with Lambda and already got an offer. Congrats, my dude. Did I go through Lambda? I went through Lambda with Patrick. DC is greater than Marvel. I like them both. Not even gonna fight you. Batman is more awesome than Spider-Man. I just like Spider-Man. And I really like Aquaman. If we're being honest, Aquaman is dope. Then Batman, and then Superman, and then probably Spider-Man, and then Iron Man. Also, oh, shit. Thor. Really like Thor. What's your hair routine? Oh, thanks for asking. I'm glad somebody noticed. Ant-Man, he's good. He's like a filler movie. Like how does Paul Rudd he just has to be okay with that, right? Like he just has to be okay with being Marvel's filler movie. Cuz that's what Ant-Man is. It's not like the best, it's not like the most interesting. He's just like an Avenger. He's just a filler movie, right? It's just like low-key B-tier movie. I think it's funny. MCU Thor or comic Thor? They're very different. Yeah, comic Thor is like a lot more violent, and MCU Thor is more chill. I like both. Yeah, he's funny and fun. So his like dedicated videos are just kind of like Marvel's like, yeah, we're in the middle of filming like 6 other important movies. Paul, can you make an Ant-Man for us? In the meantime, like that's what his movies are. You got an interview in 2 hours for startup. They asked me to bring 2 pieces of code, one I'm proud of and one I'm not proud of. So to do that, you go back way into the vaults of your GitHub and find something that's super shitty and bring that to the interview, and then you bring whatever your most recent stuff is. MCU Thor is a joke guy. Yeah, but he's cool. He's funny. I like it. Aquaman was cool too. Is it better to be part of a corp or freelance? I'm going to say freelance because I don't like cubicles. Freelance because I want to do my own taxes. Freelance because I want to charge what I want. Freelance because I want to get paid on results. Yeah. Roadmap to web development. They're everywhere. Free Code Camp is a good start. Just follow that. Is it better to learn a little bit of everything generalized or learn one thing deeply? Front-end React. You got to do both. You got to have enough knowledge to be able to do something yourself and enough knowledge to be like 140K at a job. You can have 80% knowledge of almost everything, 85% knowledge of almost everything. Mo hits me with another 5. Thanks, dude. Appreciate you. Free Code Camp gives a false sense of progress. Yeah, I mean, don't mistake it for progress. Just look, that's a roadmap. It's a good roadmap. How to be a web developer in 2018, 2019 is on GitHub. Prior knowledge needed for expanded or expected. So basically, the prior knowledge would, I mean, it's all there. It's all listed. There's actually a little boot camp that they do, like a little free boot camp. If you want to go, you just have to take a little test, I think. I don't know what it is. Joshua Fluke. How is Joshua Fluke? I think he's doing all right. He seems to be doing okay. Thanks for asking. You know, I'll check in on him later. What's the best way to start learning as a web dev if you want to be self-taught? Free Code Camp, build projects. Build Free Code Camps projects. Build Udemy projects. And then take those projects and put a spin on them. Udemy good or not? It depends on what course you buy. What you mean? Udemy good or not? Anyone can pass the test. Oh, well, maybe anyone if you're you. Got to run to the store, need anything. Master of the mash. Dude, I appreciate that. I could use another drink right now. A cup of water would be good. Maybe some, like a Gatorade, light Gatorade or something. I'm a little bit hungry. You want to pick some up? Like Del Taco would be good. It's Taco Tuesday for the next 10 minutes. If you want to grab me a couple tacos on the way back, that'd be cool. Well, will I hire you? How do I be cool? I don't think I'm that cool. How important is having a portfolio website for front-end dev jobs? Absolutely important. That's your lifeline. That is your everything. Flatiron School. Flatiron School has good curriculum, but their ISA is terrible. Flatiron's ISA is like you pay back 14%, I think, for 4 years, regardless of what job you get if you're making $40,000 or more. So if you go to Flatiron and then you get a job because you can't find a job, if you get a job as a salesman, like a car salesman, and you're making $40,000, guess what? You got to pay back Flatiron. At least at Lambda School, you have to get a job doing dev, making $50,000, and then you pay back. So I don't know. Their ISA is absolutely dumb, but their curriculum is Ruby on Rails, so take that for what you want, I guess. Are good portfolios more important than degrees? That is the gem of the entire stream. Yes, portfolios are everything. What about Thinkful Coding Bootcamp? I don't know too much about Thinkful. I just know my friend mentors one student there part-time. I actually reached out to Thinkful too. I was like, hey, can I follow one of your students? And they just ghosted me because they don't give a shit. And now everyone's like, you only shill Lambda. I'm like, bitches, I sent emails to you guys, and now you think I'm shilling, and you told me no when I had 2,200 subscribers, and Lambda said yes, and now you guys are like, yo, what up? And even then they ghost me. It's like you guys didn't believe in me, you know? Like you guys didn't see the vision that I saw. You thought I was just some kid. Now here I am making waves, and now you're like, hey, can you you want to check this out? Nah, I'm good. I feel like a rapper on the come up. When you start to make waves, everyone's like, hey man, you want to check this out? No, you didn't believe. So you don't talk to Chris Sean? We talk sometimes. We just give each other shit. Took me back to my teen years, gaming for hours, hitting up 7-Eleven for nachos and Slurpees. Oh, don't forget, I'd like to grab a slice of pizza. That'd be cool. Have you heard of Coding Dojo? Any thoughts on them? Yeah, there's no guarantee. You feel like Mike Jones. Exactly that, the Mike Jones song. That's what it feels like. But then Mike Jones disappeared at the same rate he got famous. Hopefully that doesn't happen. So with Lambda, you don't pay anything until you get a job. Yeah, with Lambda, you don't pay anything until you get a job as a dev, making $50,000 minimum. Then you pay. Best kind of dog to get, not too active, and should be loving. All dogs are active. If you get a dog and it's not active, it's sick or something, or you're not being a good, you know. He was in an ad for a lawyer, no lie, YouTube it. That's sad. Have you heard of Tech Academy? What do you think? I'm currently a student there. I haven't done a lot of research. I've heard about it. I haven't done research. Would I tattoo your face if I got a job at Google? Wait, I'm not doing it. Does taking online bootcamps still provide group work and networking opportunities? Yeah, so you have access to the entire network. Like you get access to the Slack channel. You have to do group projects. There's like 500 people that hop into a Zoom call. You have to present your project to the 500 people in the Zoom call. Like, it's not like you're just moving at your own pace like a Udemy course. Like you have to hop on pair code calls. Whether you're sitting next to somebody at a boot camp or screen sharing online, it doesn't matter. It's all pair coding. How advanced can CSS get really get? What would you say is a good point which you could move on to JavaScript? So go to cssgridgarden.com and go to Flexbox Froggy, complete CSS grid, complete Flexbox Froggy, learn Bootstrap, learn Sass, mixins, basic nesting, and then move on. All right. It's getting late for the dudes on the East Coast, and it's getting late for me. So I'm going to head out. After Lambda, do most jobs expect you to move, or can you stay where you are? It depends on what kind of jobs you apply for. I wouldn't say most jobs. If you live in California and you apply to New York, most of the jobs in New York are going to expect that you come to New York. What area of CS would you recommend to focus on? CS? I'm not super sure. Thanks. You're welcome. Hopefully I helped. Hopefully the stream was entertaining. I would appreciate it if before you leave the stream, please leave a thumbs up. I would appreciate that. It helps these streams do better in the algorithm. It helps my channel do better in the algorithm. Gets more people in here, all that stuff. Yeah. If you want to check out stuff on my website, grindreel.com, I got some new stuff there. Anyways, I appreciate you guys. I'm not trying to shill, but you know, thanks for coming. Thanks for asking questions. Hope I helped. I got a portfolio review video coming out tomorrow morning, and I feel like I'm forgetting something. Follow me on Instagram if you want. It's just my name. I post a lot of memes on Instagram, so if you want like the uncut, unfiltered Josh, go hit up Instagram and watch my stories. Then you can just see me. All right. I'll be back. Thanks, guys. Have a good night. I am out.